Defining Duke, an Xbox podcast, is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to learn how to support the show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Salutations, everybody. It is Maddie here today, and welcome to episode 242 of Defining Duke, an Xbox podcast. Today, I'm joined by my Xbox ally, Lord Cognito. How are you doing today, good sir?
My fellow ally, I'm doing good, man. We talked before, man. This is probably the busiest I've been in, I can't remember. It almost feels like pre-E3, how busy I am.
Yeah.
Like pre-Game Fest kind of thing. It's just been like every day is something. But again, good busy. Can't complain.
Sure.
But yeah, it's like, man, the next 2 weeks is something going on every single day.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So I've just been dealing with that. And apologies to the people. I think it was, I knew it was bad when I had to do like a follow-up on my DMs. And they were like, almost a month old. And I'm like, oh man, look at all these people that talk to me. I didn't say anything. So I was like going through them line by line, like, yo, what's up? It's one of them joints. I was like, damn, I'm really in the mix right now. But yeah, man, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of cool things. Some things I'm really excited for. But yeah, just grinding, brother. Just grinding. How you been, man?
Been doing all right. Yeah, we were talking a little bit before the show. The grind is starting to set in a little bit, just, working our way through. Starting to finally review some things. It wasn't until we talked I realized I hadn't reviewed anything in full since May because
we gotta fix that. Your
boys getting iced out here, man. We're beating down doors to no reply, but what we do have are some things to talk about this week in the world of Xbox. We have the Xbox Ally to go over. We have a lot of Gamescom announcements to go over. Shout out to Lego Batman, bro. Come on. Gotta jump ahead.
We gotta jump straight to it. I owe you an apology on that one.
Oh, because
I'm sitting there, right?
Dude, you know what's funny? You know how rent-free you live in my head? I was thinking while I was preparing my protein shake for the show, I was thinking about when I brought this up, how that conversation would go. And I said, I swear to God, if he pulls the whole yeah, you go ahead and enjoy that. If I get hit with that, I said I might lose it on him. I got to prepare because if he says that, I'm going to be like, are you serious? So I'm so glad to see which way you're leaning right now. Okay. We're fresh here. All right, let's go. Let's hear. How are you feeling?
Look, it's funny because I'm watching it and I'm like, I'm literally saying it on the IOP show, this the Maddie section. He's going crazy right now. Here we go.
I literally was, bro. I legit was, I was watching it by myself and I was like, oh my God. When I saw the free flow, bro, I was jumping. That shit looks amazing. Sorry, continue.
So I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right. And mind you, I'm a Batman fan. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right. What started it for me was Bane, right? So I was like, oh, we doing that. All right, cool. But it's like you said, I just thought it was going to be regular old Lego, but they doing the Rocksteady Arkham style fighting. I'm like, that shit kind of look fire. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
It's the gameplay and the fighting looks good. So I was like,
stealth too, open world. I'm like, this is a literal Lego Arkham game. It's
an Arkham game, and Arkham is the GOAT when it comes to the Batman series. So I was like, okay, and that's all Batman fans really been wanting. They didn't want no Gotham Knights. They didn't want all this other stuff. They wanted that style of gameplay. So I'm like, damn, I was talking mad crazy about that. And this train looked fire. And then shout out to the dev because when he came, you could see the passion.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
They knew
they had it. So yeah. I ain't going front. I'm gonna have to dabble at the playground, but back my mystery van up.
Yeah.
Pull over real quick, see what the kids are doing. I ain't gonna hold you. It was fire. I ain't gonna hold you.
Bro. When I saw that shit, I was like, wow. I had expectations of Skywalker Saga. Lego games are usually compromised is a strong word, but they're usually focused on just brick building, character collecting. It's fun game for all ages.
See, thank you for saying
Lord
that.
Cognito.
That's why I used to stay away from them. But if you gonna give me mature adult Rocksteady gameplay of the GOAT Batman of all time,
that's what I'm saying. You could see they were striving for this for a while. With Lego Skywalker Saga, they pushed combat in this interesting way where it was very DMC like, where you could uppercut people in the air. You could do these 20 hit combos. It was pretty redundant. I covered in my review. It was pretty redundant because all the enemies like never really needed you to do any of this. But now we're seeing enemy types I'm like, this is literally when they showed the explosive gel being sprayed on the wall. I was just thinking, oh, that's Arkham. I saw on the IGN gameplay, bro, crawl under vents and stuff. Like you can shoot your grapple gun and pull up on perches, and it's like not just like specific perches. Like it's just like the Arkham games. Like if you look alongside the top of a line of a building, you could zip yourself to any point. You could zip yourself up and past it. Like it's literally an Arkham game. I couldn't believe it. This was way beyond my expectations because when it was leaking, as we had talked about, it's like, oh, it's the Skywalker saga, but it's for Batman. And I was like, okay, that's awesome. Like there's 3, technically 4 Lego Batman games if you include DC supervillains. Like, yeah, dude, this is more than enough. But when I saw it was like completely overhauling it, and they got the Reeves Batman. They got the Reeves Batman in there.
I peeped that. Yes, dude. I peeped because they showed the scene, the iconic scene from the car, the upside down car. I was like, man, he's going crazy. I said, that's the Batman. That's his joint. Yep. So I was like, yeah, that's super fan service.
Oh man, yeah. Sick. So very excited about that. That's been with me since I saw it. I just can't. I've watched that trailer 5 times now. I went upstairs and I went to. My wife was like, "Hey, how was Gamescom?" I'm just like, oh, I got to show you one of the trailers. And she thinks I'm pulling up the Fallout trailer. And so when she sees Lego Batman, she's listening. She's like, what the, what are you doing? But I'm like, you trust the process. This is
trust the process.
Trust it.
Let's go. Yeah, it was fire.
All right. Well, we'll get into that and more at Gamescom, ladies and gentlemen. You're new here. You're into what Last Stand is doing. You can follow us on patreon.com/laststandmedia. Just a couple of bucks gets early ad-free access here to Defining Duke among all of our other shows. You can also catch us for free on Sundays, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, YouTube, all that good stuff. We appreciate you being here no matter how or where you choose to participate. Let's talk health as wealth for a little bit here, Cog. First one goes to Raisin. Says, salutations, the best interview in the business, Maddie, and the biggest guns in the business, Cog. I was wondering if any stories or lessons from your childhood instilled a principle in you. For instance, as a child, I was told the story of an uncle of mine on my father's side who died months before I was born. He died drunk behind the wheel. This story, as a child, instilled a little bit of fear of alcohol growing up. As I grew up, I tried various alcoholic beverages, but never liked any. Now, as a soon-to-be 30-year-old, I can genuinely say I've never really gotten alcohol. Same applied for cigarettes and vaping. This also extends to weed and other much harder drugs. I wouldn't go as far to say is I'm a straight edge. To me, that implies not just an abstinence from alcohol, tobacco, and drugs, but being part of a larger subculture. Nevertheless, has anything from y'all's childhood imprinted a certain subjective, moral, or ethical viewpoint of the world? Also, just so we're clear, I'm in no way pushing my view of drugs and alcohol on anyone in LSM. Anyways, enjoy a nice Coke or Pepsi on me or not. I'm not your dad, but Cog is definitely some bastard in Ohio's dad.
Don't you worry about what I be doing in Ohio. Yeah, I had a great time, man. Great time, man.
Well, Cog, what did your parents teach you about when you went to Ohio? You know, like you apply those lessons there?
Listen, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Now, this is good.
Do as you say, not as you do.
Exactly. That part. Shout out to Razor. Now, this is good. I respect, his journey and stuff like that. And, how he, pretty much handling that type of subculture, with vices and stuff like that. For me, my list is not really health as well related. It's more like, obviously, you always hear the treat people how you want to be treated, right? You always hear that kind of thing. For me, it's more like I've learned from very young, like, don't get caught up with people telling you about someone else until you actually interact with the person yourself and then form your own judgment, right? Because it's kind of like, You know, people are like, yo, don't mess with such, he's what, kind of thing, but you don't really know that person, right? And then you can formulate this whole backstory based on everything you heard. Now, granted, sometimes it is true, right? Yeah. But a lot of times I realize in life, some things are exaggerations and people have their own agendas and don't want you to deal with someone or talk to someone or put preconceived stuff. So my stuff is actually more relationship stuff, you know what I'm saying? Which is kind of like, treat people how you want to be treated, but give a person a fair shot as opposed to what everyone's perception they are imposing on you to feel about that person. You know what I'm saying? Like a perfect example would be like college. People, people you can't be, and I'm like, bro, he never did anything done to me. We've been extremely cordial. Talked face to face a bunch of times again, and then obviously he came on ILP one time. Was in a huge episode, and it was dope just to kind of pick the brain and see. And I saw, I'm like, wait a minute, this is a lot of misconception here. You know what I mean? I even told, I said, look, we don't agree on everything, but I was like, dude, I respect your perspective and what's going on here. So I think that's one example in the gaming side, but I've had stuff like that before all that. And I've always operated. One of the things I've always prided myself in, as I'm a person that sometimes two people that I'm friends with do not like each other, but I'm prideful. At least they have the respect to, allow me to respect my opinion and to maintain the friendship without compromising there. So that's all I can say. Life could be a little interesting navigating that kind of stuff. Sure. But that's how I live my life, man. I'm not going to let no one, judge me unless that person really did me dirty, did me foul. And then it's like, all right, bro, you got to go. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What about your life lessons?
There's two. There's two that come to mind. One that was instilled in me young really wasn't a lesson anyone taught me, like specifically like Matt XYZ. I am very observant, I would say is the right term. I'm a big like people watcher and whatnot. Like I'm just that type of dude, right? So I'm like always scanning my surroundings and just seeing how people behave and stuff. This has just been the way since I was a kid. And I think that is how I learn things I don't want to be without getting too overly detailed. I grew up around some very angry people or people into drugs and these sorts of things really, I mean, I'm lucky I was rational. So like if someone in my life, say, smoked pot, I wasn't like, idiot, I wasn't like that, shaming them. But I knew it wasn't for me, certainly on how I saw certain things like that or certain emotions. So these are the things that I just like always tended to run in the complete opposite direction of. Like I've been told I'm like a really calm person, and it's funny because I don't think like in my videos and stuff people see that part of me because I'm usually very excited or very passionate about something. But in my day-to-day life, like I try to be the calming force, although I don't think I serve as that always. So I mean, this is like my fun space. I like to just kind of let loose, have a good time. So yeah, that was the first one. Was just kind of like steering myself away from anger or drug use. And especially like, I grew up skateboarding and like drug use was like pretty prevalent, at least in the communities I was in.
Facts. That's
like,
real.
Try this, try that. But I just never did. And that gets into story too, because like someone receive it as stubbornness. I'd like to say I'm not stubborn or closed-minded, but like they'd be like, yo, try this, man. Like, no, I'm good. Pussy, like.
The shaming. The peer pressure shaming.
The peer pressure. Yeah. I feel very fortunate that I've always kind of developed what would be received as a fuck off personality. Like, okay, sure. Like, I don't care, basically, what you think. I really think I have my mom to thank for that, though, because she never built up my ego in a way where it was like, you're perfect. You can do no wrong. Like she was an amazing parent. Like she was like, what's best though. And like, when I would make those wrong choices, she'd be like, what's best for you. And that if you're trying to like hide this, for example, like that's not a good choice that you're trying to make. Right. Like when I'm very young and like I stole a bobblehead from like our school store. She's like, you tried to hide it. Right. I was like, yeah, that's not good. Right. So instilling in me these values when I make these mistakes, growing me as a person, and being and kind of basically building the value in me of like, what's best for you. And people are going to make you feel bad about that, or you'll feel like you want to do these things to fit in, but that's not what matters. And honestly, I thank her for everything, because I think if I was unable to stand on my own 2 feet, like I would have been chewed up online years ago. you know, because you're just always at that point striving for acceptance. And we know how like clout chasing works, where you're always trying to mold yourself to like, oh, this is what people want right now. This is what they want from me now. I should be saying this. I should hold this opinion. It gets tough, of course, when we like have to, you know, critique something, for example, that we know people like, or, you know, you're going to be like the odd man out. Like that sucks. But I'm very thankful for my mom instilling those values in me in like key moments in my life when I was very young, where I learned to trust my emotional gauge, my morality meter, if you will. It didn't make me perfect, but like, I feel very thankful for that, because I think I could have become a deeply insecure person, because I already had some insecurities going into my teen years that I eventually grew out of. But I think it could have been way worse if she didn't like build up some emotional strength in me, you know? So that was the main one though.
No, that's great. That's great. On also like non-conformity, right? The pressures of conforming. Yeah. As especially with popular opinions or just in general, just peer pressure in general. No, that's actually a very good lesson. And I like what you say, your mom's kind of lets you figure it out. Like, you know, that wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Correct. Right. And why, and letting you, as opposed to being super disciplinarian with it. But I like she kind of let you figure that out.
Word choice. Like she forbid the word disappointment. Like she would never say, I'm disappointed in you. She's like, you're never a disappointment to me. Like those things. Yeah. Very powerful woman. Love my mom. Yeah. Like Mama Maddie plays cooks.
Shout out to her. That's what's up.
She's amazing. So thank you for writing in, Raisin. Hopefully you found some of those stories enlightening. Let's talk with JPZ890. Hello, Dookie boys. I'm getting married this Saturday and wanted to ask Maddie for some advice. Whoa, now. Dangerous request here. How did you keep your nerves together before the big day? How to make sure you will enjoy the day to its fullest? Because I believe the time just flies when you're dragged to every direction. We have just shy of 80 guests, so lots of people to talk to and make sure they're enjoying themselves. Sorry if this is out of place, but I wanted to share the biggest day of my life with the Dukes and maybe get some good tips to make sure I'm prepared. So thank you for all the amazing work you do. And I just lost 90 minutes of progress in Fallout 4 survival mode because I threw mine directly at an ascending mole rat kind of day. JP, love it. Playing a little Fallout 4. You got the mindset right.
Let's go. Marriage. What's up?
I had a small wedding, like a very, we call it an intimate wedding. Like like it was just immediate family, like immediate family. My parents, my brother, Laylee's parents, her brothers, and like that was it. So I have to be honest with you and say I didn't experience the big wedding, but that's because we chose not to do that monetarily. First and foremost that, but also just like it's for us. And if there's any advice I can pass on to you, you're already worrying about what's beyond you, which suggests you're a great person. This isn't like your birthday or something where it's like, oh, I get another one of these next year or the year after. You know, this can be about so-and-so. Although selfishness on your birthday is also warranted. But to me, like the wedding day is like, that is your day through and through. This is about literally nobody else but you and your special person. And you need to accept that. Like I struggle with that, like especially on my birthday. I think I talked about this earlier this year. Like I get a little sad on my birthday. I think because it's the attention and also time passing. Like it's a lot of feelings at once. But this is the day that I learned to let go a little bit, my wedding day. And just like, you know what? Like my family wants to shower me praise and wants to like take us out to dinner. And we want to do all these things and make it about us. We're not an inconvenience this time. Like this is for us, because at least how I was thinking about it, like I already told Laylee, I said, you know, if things don't somehow ever work out or something ever happens to you, God forbid, I'm done. Like I'm not going and dating and getting married again. I get one of these.
You're not getting on the free agent list again?
No, dude. Especially I have single friends, bro. Dating nowadays, fuck that. Bro, you can speak to it.
You don't want to deal with this. Be thankful that you don't have to deal with this nonsense.
I thought it was bad when I was doing it, as I've talked about before. So I've heard the stories. I've seen the interactions. I've heard the dates. Yeah. I just thank my lucky stars, but also, man, like I don't blame how you and others feel. I'm just like, bro, it's dire out there. So to my point, I treat it like I'm not doing this ever again. This is the day. Like I get one of these in a full lifetime. And so like we went above and beyond our own ways, like emotionally just letting the praise come our way and kind of making it about us, not in a selfish way where we were completely ignoring everyone, but like, yeah, like I don't, people can come to me rather than I'm always going to them, like for this one day, those little things. Yes. Focus on yourselves, focus on your partner as well. Like, yes, that's what this is about. So you sound like a great person because you're already worrying about others, but look, man, You got the tables, the food taken care of. They're adults. Let them handle themselves. They'll come to you and congratulate you. You'll hear a million of those. That's fantastic. But dude, it's about you. The most I can suggest is the simplest advice. Enjoy the hell out of your day. Yes. Make it about you. And those nerves will fade. Like, dude, I was nervous before the wedding too. Like, you know, like just seeing her come out in the wedding dress, you feel it's a special feeling, man. Like, hold on to all those emotions, the nerves, the excitement, the joy. Of course, the ceremony is a little nerve wracking, like standing in front of people and stuff. Like, sure, I get all of that. But dude, think of it like, again, you get one of these. You're going to have that moment. If you kind of like run away from it, you avoid it, you don't embrace it, you're going to have that moment where like, man, I want to re-experience that. So you want to just walk away from it all positively. Like, this is, again, once in a lifetime day. So make the most of it. Enjoy it. I'm very happy for you. Have a blast. And we can't wait to hear the follow-up on how you took advantage of your full day.
Great advice. Great advice. All I can advise from a single perspective is that some of the best weddings are kind of what you said, where the couple really focuses on each other and the things that they love, and it shows throughout the ceremony and post. And two weddings, obviously, I loved Colin's wedding. Colin's wedding was really cool. That was a great one. Second, I want to shout out my boy. He'll be mad if I put this, but my boy Ty Guy Travis from IGN, man. I went to his wedding, and me and Teddy flew down there, and man, it was so gamer centric and cool and funny. They had fun. They were telling stories, and they had they had Halo music and gaming music, Star Wars music during the band. I was like, this is the most gamer couple ever, and I love it. And then they told the story of how they met. Like, they had, now granted, both of them are naturally funny people, but what I'm trying to say is they let their personality shine throughout the wedding, and they just made it fun. And you could see the love based on the fun. So yeah, that's probably one of the better ones I went to. Yeah, man. But yeah, that's what I would say. Make it about the partner and what you two like and enjoy. And like you said, it's your moment, man. And you only get one of those. Do it, man, because you don't want to be out here in this single rat race of nonsense that I got to deal with.
Have fun. Last writing goes to Derek Beek. Less of a health is wealth, but honestly, it's something that I've talked about a lot with other people, and I wanted to dive into and see if you felt the same, Cog. This one's mostly for Maddie, but I'd love to hear Cog's answer too. In your experience watching classic movies you haven't seen before, have you ever looked more negatively at games you've played that borrowed heavily from those movies? I say this as I absolutely love Max Payne 3, but I recently watched the 2004 movie Man on Fire with the GOAT, Denzel Washington, and that movie is almost beat for beat the plot of Max Payne 3. I love Max Payne 3, but now I'm looking at the game a little more critically after how ridiculously blatantly they copied Man on Fire's homework. I sometimes think game devs think video game fans don't watch movies outside of blockbusters, and I can't say I don't understand why they think that. Usually it's not too bad, but with games like Dead Space, which is basically just Alien with the monster from The Thing plus religion, which I can stomach even if it does hurt how I view how creative the game is. Derek, thank you for writing in. And I've personally experienced this. Yeah, like there's even with some of my favorites, like ignorantly, I was like give a lot of credit to Bethesda with what they did with Fallout and the retrofuturism. Not like they invented it, by the way, but gave them a lot of credit for like that artistic direction. And when you find out like, oh, that's Alien, there are just certain cultural touchstones that are deeply influential that you just can't get away from too much. Not that you can't make something original, but like those are tough to avoid ones. And I kind of view it two ways. Like one, they're fans of certain things, right? And like as a fan of things, like I like to express that in different ways. I do have issues though when a plot is very similar. I do like when games bring movies to life though as well. Like Heat is one of my favorite movies. Ooh. Heat is Payday. Like straight up, if you watch Heat, you see a Payday heist, and it's pretty fascinating to watch how they took this one bank robbery scene from the movie and turned a whole game into it. Like the whole disguise system, the holdups, the extracting, the timer, the cops are going to arrive at this time, the escape sequence. Like to me, that's the beauty of looking at a movie and making a game out of it without the narrative. But there's definitely some like Cyberpunk, I played before I ever experienced Blade Runner, which is like one of my top 3 movies of all time, the final cut, by the way. Playing Cyberpunk now, I appreciate it more because I'm like, oh, this is literally a Blade Runner video game. Like, this is fucking awesome, dude. I love this. So it goes both ways. There are definitely times where I think what you're describing with Max Payne 3 is like, yeah, like when I see they kind of go beat for beat, Starfield and Interstellar, and sometimes it's the order you experience things. Again, I was late to movies, so I saw Interstellar after Starfield, but Starfield shares a lot of similarities to Interstellar. So like, I could see why Starfield's story resonated with me more than others, where I think Starfield may have appeared a little more redundant in some ways. I do agree with this though. And I think video game writing is very amateur compared to film writing. And this is part of the reason why. But what people don't recognize is it's a vicious cycle. Like for every great game that's inspired deeply by a movie, every great movie is inspired deeply by a book. And it just goes around and around like that. And what you're just seeing are creatives who love things. And, to be fair, like Max Payne 3, which was like, I think a 2013 or 2012 game, if I'm remembering correctly, being built off a 2004 movie, like that's a whole almost decade later. And like, there's ideas that can be kind of plucked from there. Again, if it's I haven't seen this movie, but if it's a beat for beat story, then yeah, that's a little tiring. But I think like when you get a certain distance from things, bringing those ideas back in new, fresh ways, like that's kind of the creative cycle in motion. But yeah, there's sometimes you'll see a thing and go, wow, they didn't really think as deeply as I gave them credit for. I was just ignorant, which is why I've come to really love movies, because I love now seeing how everyone in the same space exists and how they think about things. And you can see there are levels to this. Like I felt like there's been a little bit of cultural enlightenment in watching movies on my end. And so I love it. But Cog, your thoughts on this? How are we feeling?
It's a great discussion, a great topic. I mean, I think the thing is what Derek said in terms of like, you could see that there are a lot of inspirational things grab from games that, they take from movies and stuff like that and put in the game. I think the beat for beat thing is a fair criticism to some level. If it's like, especially if it's not tastefully done, or it's just so blatant where you're like, okay, this doesn't seem like any type of original idea. I like the ideas when you take one aspect of something and then you expound upon it and then make it your own and make it something else. So I think for me, obviously I'm a huge Destiny fan. So when I remember seeing, when I did Final Shape, and I was like, yeah, I definitely seen the, Infinity War, Avengers Endgame influence on some aspect. Now, was it beat for beat on your left and all of that? No, but you could see how, what I appreciated is they understood the moment in terms of, we need to see every major character that you've experienced in this MMO over the years, every story beat. It was the ultimate payoff and the ultimate fan service, because rarely, major Destiny NPCs interact with you in the battle, so it gave the illusion of this full scale. Well, sorry, I'm not spoiling too much. I'm just giving light spoiler, but that's what the Incision mission did. I had this conversation, with Chris Reagan when we did the review thing, and I'm just like, man, like it was that's when you take it and then you put your flavor on it and you go to the next level.
Yeah, or they understand the moment, like what made that moment special to Marvel fans. Yes. How do we do that for Destiny?
How do we do that for the Destiny community? That we understood the assignment, so we got that. Now, on the other hand, I think I agree with what you said, is that as much as I love video games, and video games are my number one medium, you could see that there's still a long way to go in terms of writing. And I think that was brought out with your great interview with Brian Fargo in terms of like, there's levels to this. And what you realize is like, yeah, we're still behind when it comes to character development. We're still behind from telling a really compelling narrative, so that when we actually get one, we are blown away in game. We're like, wow, this is the greatest thing ever. But the quality of writing has not evolved yet all the way in all forms of video games. Only some, will have it. Again, I'm saying that video game writing has not come a long way. There's some great video game writing, but if you look at it comparative to other like books and other movies, you're like, okay, yeah, we've been settling with some nonsensical stuff for a long time. Yeah. Same kind of thing. So that's why I think that the culture is improving, and I think what you said is best. Like, even though movies may be better narratively than games sometimes, but also movies take from books. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes books take, like, it's a cycle of creative inspiration, but I do feel we still got a ways to go to really tell some really compelling dope narratives. You know what I'm saying?
Very few games, even now, I can think of Expedition 33, Silent Hill 2, and some Naughty Dog stuff that stand out in my head, but very few rely, like the scripts are written in these documents clearly where they're not considering what the visual part of it's going to be like. They're just writing what characters are saying.
Yes.
They're not writing like the character puts their hand in their pocket, or I always go to this example when James is in the bar in Silent Hill 2, and it was a Heaven's Night or something. I forgot what it's called, but it's in the bar in Silent Hill 2. And without saying a word, the way he looks at like a glass of alcohol and then kind of hesitates and looks away, nothing is said there, but he had an issue with drinking at some point in his life. That stuff's missing in gaming. I think a great example of this in film, if people want to draw a line, is we'll use the Batman because that's one of my favorite movies.
Yes.
There's this part where a kid's parents die and he's sitting there alone. Batman was there investigating the scene. It's the scene where Something in the Way plays,
Okay.
And Commissioner Gordon's like ushering Batman out, but Batman's staring at the kid as the song's kicking in. And there, like, instead of showing Bruce going through the same sequence we've seen a million times before, that's brilliant storytelling, because in one look, we know Batman's whole backstory.
Correct.
It's that written intelligence that, by the way, it's not easy, like not just from an execution point, but like when you're in the thick of it and trying to get all these details down that you want the player in this case to absorb, you have to consider that element as well. Like, where can we show instead of telling? But that's what the golden rule is. And I think gaming ignores that sometimes, in fairness, in ways how it's presented. Like when you have text boxes and you're a JRPG or something like that, and you're tabbing through loads of like more lines of dialogue in this than any movie could ever provide. That's a different story. The presentation quality has to shift. But for the games that do prioritize it, like a Silent Hill 2, to me is like a gold standard where I'm like, that's visual acting with a great script and a great story. Like, that's what I'm looking for more of. So I agree with you. Like, there are games where it's just like, dude, I get it. Like, we're a young industry, but holy shit, man. Come on. Like, let's move it along here.
I know. I get you.
But I'm playing KCD 2 now, which we'll talk about later. Ooh. Beautiful writing. Perfect.
Oh, yeah, bro. Oh, you want to talk about subtleties and stuff, too. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's talk about last week. Brandon Stark writes in, hey, Dukes, great conversation on Sarah Bond's crossover with Tyson's board last week. As a business guy myself, I'd like to add a little more insight. Execs like Sarah Bond often join boards in totally different industries because companies value their leadership and perspective, not just the company's specific expertise. For Tyson, she brings digital and consumer behavior insights. For her, it's great governance experience. These gigs only take a handful of days a year. Boards meet maybe 8 to 12 times per year. So we'll pull her away from Xbox too much. It's common for executives to serve on more than one board at once or transition to totally different companies again to build their network further. For corporate leaders, it's a pretty common thing. Don't worry, Xbox Ally won't be disrupted by the Duke-shaped Dino Nuggets. Okay, so I listened back to our segment because I saw some comments and I saw this right in, and there were a couple others that were like, yo, Maddie, what the fuck, bro? Like, you didn't get it. Like, you like totally like took this completely seriously. I listened back. I kind of get it because I was like, no, Cog, seriously, because I got to be honest about something. I like to get a rise out of Cog. I think you know this. I do like to make you laugh. And so like with that topic, I was really like trying to hard shove it. Like, like, oh no, Cog, really though, for real. Like, think about it. So I get it. Like, I get how it sounded to people, but like, yeah, I was trying to have fun with the subject. This is nothing to read too deeply into where I think like the Xbox brand is in danger or Sarah Bond's leaving. It's me trying to have fun with the topic. But I appreciate the additional insight here, Brandon. Thank you.
Much love.
All right. Next up here, Cog, let's get into the news in full. Grounded 2 is outpacing the first, according to Sensor Tower data, who has tracked the game over the last week. It's reached over 3 million players. Now, the original stats, which we talked about, but we got to address the elephant in the room here, right? It did start with Greenie, Aaron Greenberg, who's like the VP of marketing at Xbox, claimed it was 3 million sales. He like...
He was ready.
It was really funny. I'm sorry. It was so funny though, because he posts on Twitter, all caps, like Grounded 2 is selling like hotcakes, 3 million sales. I'm like, I saw that, and we were talking. I went, okay, like I want this kind of Xbox, like 3 million sales.
I was like, oh,
what happens next? Tweet gets deleted. New tweet comes out. It's 3 million players. replies have been limited. I'm just like, oh God. Oh God, man. Like, I hate it here. So 3 million players. Grounded 2 is doing great.
Yes.
You know, it's great to see in its early access state. It's doing well. But I just thought that whole story was funny. Cog, your thoughts on Grounded 2 outpacing the first one in its early access form?
Huge, man. Huge. Look, obviously, Greedy wanted to pop off. like he was ready. He
sent the tweet. Someone like hit him on site. Like, yo, he's like, oh, word? Oh,
no.
Like, delete.
We're going to let them know. You know what I'm saying? And even me, when I saw sales, I was like, oh, we don't do this at Xbox. Like, you know what? Okay. Yeah, so I was like, wow, that's crazy at present. So obviously the data gets updated and it was clearly players, right? Which is the new metric they've been utilizing. Yeah. You know, because what it is I was hoping it was be correct too, because I actually went to hear sales, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing as well.
Yeah, and also for Grounded 2 to be doing that would have been like really,
bro. You know. But overall, the fact that it's doing better than Grounded 1, let me tell you that I won't be surprised. Like, out of all my Summer Games coverage for IOP, the one that surprised me the most was Grounded. Was like my Grounded content did way better than Outer Worlds and other content. So it showed me the Grounded community.
It's huge. Yeah.
Is real. I didn't realize how real the Grounded community in general is. So yeah, this is a great sign. They've got this going on. Obviously, we got the preview, and then we know, you know, they got potentially the movie or whatever, this television, whatever's coming up.
Yeah, that'll be huge for them. Yeah,
that's going to be huge for them. They've got something here. So salute them, City. And again, this is the one I always been the need. It's the one I thought this was going to be the chink in the arm game that they developed. And this ended up being something special. Oh, and I got chastised because let me tell you, I went after. I was like, yo, so where Adam Fennicky? He not remember because Adam Fennicky did the first one. So I had shout out to Marcus Morgan, and then oh man, I forgot the other gentleman who was one of the OG Obsidian directors. We be an Attic interview, and I kind of was trying to figure it. He was like, oh no, he's got, you know, another project. He's doing something. He has not left Obsidian. He's not. So I was like, oh, okay.
Something else?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Adam been doing the last. So I said, okay. And I was so glad that I asked
that. Know that. I thought he was behind too. Oh, that's a jam.
I thought he was behind.
That changes things.
Yeah, so it was very informative to listen, to hear that, because they were quick to correct me that he is not gone from Obsidian or what happened, because I just thought it was strange, because we all remember Adam coming out with Grounded 1 and the emotional response and how great this little thing punched above its weight. So yeah, it was dope to see. Oh, you know, he's in the lab cooking. He got stuff going on too.
I wonder if that's going to be kind of his duty there, is like, go make the next Grounded, if you will, like the next thing that's going to be big from a 15-person team or a 20-person team, something like that. Because I think the first Grounded was made by like 13 people, or I might be crossing up with Pentiment. They've made 2 games now that have had ridiculously small team sizes. Yeah. So yeah, I wonder if that's like his thing, but I'm keen to know what it is now. I thought he was behind Grounded too, especially because it looked like a dramatic improvement upon the first. Yeah, it's so, Marcus Morgan, that, and then obviously what is it, Eidos, that came in, and apparently those guys are all hardcore grounded guys from a support standpoint to expand. So I was like, okay, that's really cool. And then obviously learning that one of the reasons for the update was that the first one just became so big and they had to get rid of past gen from memory and constraints. So it really helped me learn, okay, what's going on with the development cycle. But yeah, I'm proud of those guys. Like they're killing it, man. So salute to them on this one. I agree. This next one caused a little bit of a stir. Shawn Layden has shared his thoughts on Game Pass before, but I really also wanted to just direct people to this gamesindustry.biz article. It's called The Big Picture Part 1. There's also a Part 2. If you want a summarized alongside my thoughts version, you can go to my channel. The video is called Gaming's Biggest Problems Are Catching Up. I'm really happy with that video. It's like a super big deep dive into what they're saying here and kind of rationalizing the information here. But they get into a lot of the economics of gaming, which I just, naturally have become very interested in seeing where things are going, because so many developers cite it as like reason for failure or reason for success. And some companies seem to really get it. Others do not. So I wanted to highlight what Layden said, because that seemed to be the one that was grabbing headlines. And here's what he said in the article, quote, "I am not a big supporter of the Netflix of gaming idea. I think it is a danger. I mean, look at what happened to music. In the popular mind, music costs nothing. Music should be free. Spotify, what is that? It's $15 a month or something, but virtually no one buys music anymore. The one silver lining, he says, is that music artists have an adjacent market in the form of touring, allowing them to rely more heavily on ticket sales and merchandise as a key revenue stream. The problem with gaming is all we have is launch. That's it. No one wants to pay money to come into the studio and watch people code. All of this is why he thinks that putting games on subscription services on day one is bad for business. He says no lesser light than Strauss Zelnick himself has said GTA is never going on a subscription service day one, Layden points out. He acknowledges that the situation might be different for indie developers who crave discovery above all else, but for AAA games, he questions the idea of launching day one on subscription services like Xbox Game Pass. Now that idea is out there, however, it's difficult to go back. You can't unring the bell, right? But beyond the financial wisdom of making new games available for free at launch, Layden worries about the change in ethos behind it. There's a lot of debates going on. Is Game Pass profitable? Is Game Pass not profitable? What does that mean? That's not really the right question to ask anyway. You could do all kinds of financial, I've never heard this term, by the way, jiggery pokery for any sort of corporate service to make it look profitable if you wanted to. You take enough costs out and say that's off the balance sheet and, oh, look, it's profitable now. The real issue for me on things like Game Pass is it healthy for developers? Under the subscription model, the developer essentially becomes a wage slave, he argues. They're not creating value, putting it into the marketplace, hoping it explodes, and profit sharing and overages and all that nice stuff. It's just, you pay me X dollars an hour. I built you a game. Here, go put it on your service. I don't really find it inspiring for game developers, end quote. I have a lot of thoughts on this, but I wanted to hear from you first. Like, what do you make of how he's kind of framed it? Because this has nothing to do with how I think people saw it. Because everyone reacted just to the headline, not the news. Yeah. Like, people thought it was like, oh, here we go, ex-PlayStation exec, don't get on the profitability. But he's talking more about like the developer inspiration and kind of how it affects them. And it's not even like, he's PlayStation oriented at this point. I think he works at Tencent.
He works at Tencent.
Yeah. So I kind of took it with some stock and thought about it more seriously than other comments on Game Pass. I'm curious where you fall with it.
I guess for me, I got to be careful because, again, I did not read this article yet. And I hate not being prepared for something. So apologies on me on this one. But, based on what you just kind of summarized in the quotes he said, I'm trying to be fair, which is what I guess his concerns are. I just want to be fair. He's concerned about the creative aspect of developers. And he's using terminologies like slave wages, wage slave. What was that term? Get that.
He used the term wage slaves.
And I guess I do struggle with that. I'm sorry, please.
Yeah, no, God, I can break it down a little bit more if you want me.
Yeah, if you can. Yeah. I just want to dish as much context I can before I.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good read. It's really about going at, in this article, all the different price points in the market, why, game development costs are going up. $80, why we're falling there, why AA is doing well, and this has like Matt Piscatella in here. Right, it's got all these big names behind the corporate part, the financial part of gaming in one big swoop here. To your question, what he to me is framing it as is more that like, instead of developers being invested, like profit sharing is a great example. Like I've spoken with people who work at AAA studios to like come work on our game. And like, they're obviously not going to get as great of a rate with me because I'm not, a big budget AAA developer, but they're interested in profit shares. That gets people invested in the end goal. And when you remove that and it's like, I'll pay you X dollars an hour and which you get anyway, but like, I'll pay you X dollars an hour and that's it. And you just build the game. You strip some of the financial future-based incentive of like, if this does really well, it becomes great for everybody who has profit shares. And so when you remove that and just kind of create it as like a, contractual hourly wage now standard work, you never get a chance to become passionate about it. You never get a chance to become invested in it, like as part of your thing. He's arguing to me, from my experience at least, that, games require an additional investment of yourself to be great. It's beyond just, here's your paycheck, go do a great job. Kind of devalues the creative investment, because when it gets personal like that, where it's like, oh, I have hypothetical number 5% profit shares. If I can push the game like in this corner here, like, oh, I'm here to do art or I'm here to do gameplay design. If I make this the most fun thing possible, where people see this and they want to buy it and it pops off, that 5% is going to make me like $500K.
Right. Now I get it. Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
That's how he's kind of
That's how he's framing it. Okay.
Because he says they're not creating value, putting it in a marketplace, hoping it explodes, and profit sharing and overages, which I'm not familiar with that term, by the way, and all that nice stuff. It's you pay me money, I build a game here, go put it on your service. It's a service rather than than
the thing, the artistic part. Yeah. Okay. I get it. There's not, I'm not going to sit there and say there's no truth to that at all. Where I will push back is that the key is eliminating the biggest elephant in the room, which is the creative risk involved with making video games. So my counter to that is like, okay, well, what about the developer who has all this passion and no one's funding them? No one in a sea of marketplaces and storefronts where you can't get any visibility. There's 1,000 games that look just like yours or better than yours. And you've put in your passion, your soul, and you ain't even got enough to get across the finish line. See? So the counter is like, okay, man, this is covered. We can finish the game. We can now put this out there and compete with a storefront next to a Call of Duty or whatever. And then the other thing counter that I have for him is that, okay, you're saying subscription services like Netflix and stuff like that, which he's not wrong, right? He's not wrong if the entire industry is that. My counter to him again would be Game Pass is on one platform, right? You cannot get Game Pass on PlayStation and Nintendo Switch and, well, PC, yes. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not dominating the industry as a sole way to access video game. It's one platform's way to access. And also, on that platform, it's not the sole way to access. So you can buy games. You can still do that. So I get what he's saying in terms of, subscription values could incentivize or devalue people to purchase on said platform. I understand that. We've had that discussion here before, as far as like maybe Game Pass is an argument to say, hey, it's incentivizing Xbox gamers to buy games day one because maybe they say, hey, I'll wait for that bad boy to come to game. I think there's some fairness and some truth to that on that platform. But to say the entire industry, and then to say, bro, the games business is a very brutal, difficult business to launch video games. Not only we've seen this Song is Dance where the passion of the team and they create a good product and no one bought that game. You know what I'm saying? No one saw that game. That's the industry. There's actually too many games in a way. Yeah. That to me, that's the bigger thing. There's too many games. There's free to play games, right? That's the thing no one's talking about. Everyone's talking about subscription. Free to play is Generation Alpha taking a stand against this industry that we love, or I love, specifically my generation, I should say, as a Gen Xer. Like, they don't believe in paying for any of this stuff. So I get some of the things he's saying.
Yeah.
I got to push back a little, but this is listen, Layden is a legend. I don't want to be disrespectful here. He's got some insights still probably that I don't know of, and I want to be fair to him in that. But again, just going off face value with the comments, those are just my only little responses to some of the things he said.
Yeah, they also do tackle, that's a big part of the conversation that I should have brought up. They do tackle like a generation's coming in that's not really paying for anything. I wrestle with that a little bit because it's a little more of an emotional argument than a logical one. But I look at like music did change dramatically. And I think what Layden does say about music is like very accurate because I'm guilty as charged. Like when he said that, I read it. I'm like, oh, that's me. Like, I don't remember the last piece of music. You're different though, bro. You've bought a lot of music, but I know I've finally conformed myself. You bet. Yeah. Like Spotify is just like, to me, and I know they're like a shitty company, but like incredible value, dude. Like how can I not? Like everything's there. I got a nice playlist. All my music is it's beautiful, right? So that gave me plus. I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. And like, I don't value music in the way that I value video games. Even if I am like a big music listener and it's so important to everything that makes entertainment great. It's like, oh, I don't hold that value monetarily. Like, would I pay for an album? It's like very, very specific ones. Sure. So that gave me pause. I thought a bit about movies, and correct me if I'm wrong here. But for me, I feel like gaming needed a little bit of a stronger spine when, a generation's pushing like change for us. It's like, I felt desperation from the games industry when there was no need to be desperate. Gaming was growing right through the pandemic. It's only fallen off because there's just less people inside now. But gaming continued to grow. But like, for example, movies, people are like, oh, theaters are dead. Like leading into the pandemic, then the pandemic hits, theaters barely make any money. But now it's kind of come back a little bit. It's not as strong as it once was because you do have like streaming involved and there are options like months afterward, but it's kind of like an event, right? And movies have hung on to how things are done and people have conformed that. They're like this generation still growing up with Netflix and stuff. Like there are people who are going and just watching movies on Netflix, but that doesn't mean the theater isn't something they don't do because that's like the way you get access to the thing you care about first. And I feel like when gaming started to bend to this, like, oh, you don't pay for anything, like, let's give you this for free. And Gamescom is like a breeding ground for these fucking free to play anime Genshin likes that are just like, please give us your money. And two things are a problem with that. One is building a game as a business before an entertainment product is a huge problem. It just immediately compromises the vision. Even when you look at a game that's free to play and good, it's a good free to play game. It's not really a great game unless you're like a Fortnite where you're so immovable on the market now that you've rooted yourself and there's so much cash flow that it's almost impossible to fuck up. You've kind of created your own economy, if you will. But I feel like in that bending and stripping of value from games, you're now bringing everyone down. A great example of this I thought of, not for my video, but now is like South of Midnight was not described as like a game that was creating like entertainment value. It was creating Game Pass value where they're like, this is a good game for Game Pass. Like I think even Compulsion said it themselves, like this is unique for the Game Pass library. And that's how we were gauging it. And I'm like, that isn't how it should be done. Like you're not just this kind of fart in the wind type of game, man. Like you could be so much more than that. And not saying that they don't think that, but it's not even what Layden said. It was just more like, I feel the games industry as a whole has bent pretty dramatically. And we've already bent a lot, in my opinion. Like it's been for a decade now, really easy to get free games. Epic Game Store is a recent example. Every week, here's a free game. Over on PlayStation Plus, we had games with gold, like free games were, and by the way, great free games are everywhere. You buy one thing of PlayStation Plus, you get the PS Plus collection. We now have the Game Pass standard tier, just literally $15, $20, whatever it is, $10 built in like 20 plus game libraries with game of the year contenders from like multiple years. It's never been easier to get in. The bending has already happened. So I feel bending further is not out of necessity, but desperation. As I read this, I'm like, I don't know if we really had to do any of this. I think we did it because it was growing at such a rapid rate. And it was like, get the fuck in there. Like, this is our time, strike. And so I just thought that, again, it's a 2-part article, really good read. I'll link it to you. But for those who are wondering,
I want to read
gamesindustry.biz, the big picture part 1. And they talk a bit as well about gaming being recession proof is what they called it. Back in like 2008, the recession hits. And it's like, oh, you know, like but gaming kept going. It's like, well, how'd you do that? I'm like, well, games were cheaper for people back then. Games were better in a lot of ways. Games were reliable. You knew if you invested in a series that you wouldn't be like, it wasn't in our minds. Like, if I buy this, am I waiting 5 years, 6 years, 7 years? In the case of Elder Scrolls, over 10 years for the next entry. You just get it. Like, you just knew it was coming, right? Like, you get a full trilogy in a generation, like how it should be. So now consumers are more intelligent. They're more careful. I don't know. It just is a great article. Gives you a lot to think about on both sides of the economy of games. I think it's a little like, don't just finger point strictly at Game Pass, but I think the way he's talking about Game Pass is different from how execs have before. It's not like, I don't know if it's profitable and stuff like that. He's kind of saying like, you can make it profitable however you want. And Game Pass clearly makes a lot of money. I think there's no arguing that. It's like, what does this do for the creative value and what you're serving? And I think you get some and not others.
I get it. Again, fantastic points. And I understand. To me, all what it reminds me of is like, soft, don't come for me. But it reminds me of like, you know, during the 360 era where there were certain methods to get games, right? And we would have these whole binders full of games. So now you literally have access, right? You have so much access to all these amazing games. And then what we end up doing is not really playing as much as we did when we had to purchase them individually, and you had to make that concerted effort to decide on or something that you wanted. And that's the strongest part of his argument. I feel that part, because access to games is so easy and they're high quality games, that it does devalue that level of emotional investment and commitment to the game. As I struggle with the developer part, but I understand your point with the sound bit. You're like, hey, they're making a Game Pass. But again, the counter to that would be like, okay, well, in a climate where game development does put the passion and the heart and the soul, right? We can't avoid the elephant in the room, which is nobody ain't buy it. So how do we fix that part where they do what Shawn Layden says, right? And you say, okay, we're going to invest. We're going to put these high quality games with passion and love, and we're not beholden to a subscription service. We're not beholden to a live service, and we're going to put our soul, and the gamer does not buy it. Like, that's the most crushing thing out there. And that's the problem I think we don't know how to solve yet. Now, to your point, where I 100% agree with you, is that, it's clear as day when COVID happened and, the Fortnite boom took on what it took on. People were like, yo, look, we got to get those. We got to make that happen. They push them to that. Yeah, of course that. They've pushed publishers and pushed developers into that wave. Thus, we see people catching live service trends, and absolutely.
Sure.
But it's just difficult when the audience, and maybe it is to your point, maybe it was too much of a conforming, right? Too much of a, you have to do that instead of, doing the really passionate project. But I look at Sony. I'll be honest, like, to me, they're the PlayStation 4 to me was defined, and 3 was defined by these very passionate, high quality, high bar style games that realize now that they cost a lot and they're very, expensive to make. And then you're looking at trying to get 20 million, you got back 5. We don't know what the cost. Then it gets into the business part. And my ultimate thing, just to finish, because I'm rambling, the finish is that the struggle with gaming is that it's an artistic, creative space trying to fit within the lines of stakeholders and business. And those two really don't mix.
Yeah.
That's the problem with game. It's just this weird medium. So that's where we are. So yeah, this is a great discussion. I'm going to read the whole argument in fairness.
You'd love it.
Because I think I love stuff like this. And my thing is I always try to, what's the solution? How can we fix that? That's where I'm at. But I love to see the different perspectives. That's why I said I don't want to go crazy or short.
They kind of get into that too. So I'll let you hear for yourself. But they get into that because it's not just like a problems and more problems. It's like, thinking about each of the ways games are sold and kind of breaking them down. It's a really good read.
Real good stuff. I love this stuff.
All right. Next up here, we got details already on the Helldivers ODST collab. Thought this would be much longer down the line, but this is synchronizing with the August 26th release on Xbox. What you're getting is the MA5C assault rifle, the M7S SMG, the M90A shotgun, the SOCOM pistol. You're getting the Hell Jumper armor. You're getting the Recon armor, the Feet First armor passive. Love that. And then you're getting some capes, the Honored Heirloom cape, the Eye of Clandestine cape, the Moore cape, legendary war bonds are going to be here. So yeah, they're going in on the visuals. It looks really cool. Going to be honest. This is not me putting unfair expectations on it. When I say this, I'm not diving in because I'm not interested in just the cosmetics. I was hoping they'd kind of like take it more and more Halo, but like to me, just skins are very cool. I think this is awesome for the fan base. I think this is a great way to bring this game to Xbox. It'll bring a lot of extra people in. Very smart. Loving, by the way, we're seeing a lot of Halo collabs. Very cool. Very, very cool. But not pulling me in personally, just knowing it's skins, but I'm excited for the Xbox fandom who has been waiting on this game to try it out. Cog, your thoughts on this collaboration? Will you be there?
Yes, this is very exciting. I just look, we know the the stain on the Halo name over the years. Right? And, for me, this is the kind of stuff you got to do to really get the brand back to where it needs to be. Helldivers right now as an IP, as a property, is one of the hottest things moving. It's one of the only live service successful things that, Sony did nail during the live service initiative. And this is who you team up with. Now, granted, yes, what I like more from a, content and expansion, yeah, but I think to me, this is the precursor. This is, if anything is going to happen, this is how you jump it off. So to me, the biggest indicator out of all this, forget the Xbox Wire. This is on the PlayStation storefront. I was shocked to see the PlayStation storefront say, oh, by the way, here's the link. Go buy it on PC. Go buy it on Xbox. That I have never seen before on the Sony storefront. Direct you to another platform. So that shows me not only do they want this to work, like I said, we're in the sexting phase. They have, now it's like, we're open with this. Like, we're going to let you know. This is who we're talking to, kind of thing. So yeah, I think it's a precursor, hopefully, to something great. As far as the I think it was funny that they said the ODSTs, the obedient democracy support troopers. I think that's hilarious. Yeah, look, we'll see how it goes. They both Xbox and PlayStation are especially on the PlayStation marketing side. I have never. Did you see the tweet from PlayStation marketing on this?
I did not.
Yeah, it's insane. I'll send you the stuff when I find it, but it's really shocking to me. This is a first. We're in this new timeline where Sony's actively promoting this collaboration, and
because they know Halo's coming too. Like, so obviously they're getting their licks in now. It's very smart. Very smart.
But I think it's more than that, bro. Like I said, you got to go to the storefront. When you see the storefront, go purchase this on what you call it. I'm like, bro, just put it in PlayStation Store, or like Helldivers 2 or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, they're of course they're gonna make a big deal of this. We're talking about the face of the Xbox brand, even if it's kind of fallen off. Like, this is the Xbox brand coming to PlayStation in any form. That's insane. It's like they should be all over it. They're smart to be all over it.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that before. So to me, I'm just like, okay, yeah, they want this to work. So no, I'll be there day one, and we'll see what happens afterwards.
Good. All right, next up here, the finisher, Rod Fergusson. He has taken his talents to Cloud Chamber. Okay, here is the tweet from Rod Fergusson. He says, would you kindly allow me to share some news? Some of you guessed it. I'm returning to 2K to lead a series that means a lot to me as the new head of the BioShock franchise. I'll be heading up Cloud Chamber and overseeing development of the next BioShock game, along with franchise extensions like the in-development Netflix movie. First time I heard about that, by the way. While I'm excited to get started in the coming weeks, I recognize the studio restructuring is a difficult time for the team. I'm deeply grateful for the work done so far, and I'm committed to building a BioShock game we'll be proud of and that our players will love. For now, the fire hose of onboarding awaits, and I look forward to sharing more when I can. So yeah, he is known for, I was doing some reading. We have a write in here, by the way, from Justin XP. He says, chocolate cleaning Maddie and dependable Khan. Well, it's official. Former Diablo boss Rob Fergusson is now to head up the BioShock franchise. How do we feel about this? I didn't finish Diablo 4, so I don't have the best idea of how good he is at what he does, but how does this news make you guys feel? Is there something you think he brings to the table that will excel in this new environment? What say you? Well, first off, as we talked about last week, a huge loss for Xbox as a whole, because I've said this a lot of times, and he's like the best example of it. So there's a whole story about how he like pretty much came in with BioShock Infinite, which was a project on fire, and kind of that's where he started to earn his nickname as the closer. Like, he starts helping get this thing to launch, right? He helps ship games, just like Joe Staten, if you want a recent example, came in, helped land the plane, like that veteran presence, like, I know what we need to do to finish this. Like, there are people like that, and they are easily in the development environment the most valuable, but in the gamer's eye, the least valuable. For us, we value the creatives, the big brains. Not to say Rod isn't that, but this is a guy coming into, as we just talked about last week or the week before it, BioShock got held up because of its narrative. It got held up because of quality issues. We were hearing murmuring of potential layoffs on the way. Leaders at Cloud Chamber got kicked out. you bring in a guy who knows how to ship games. This is a problem for Xbox because they've lost something that they have struggled to do themselves for a while, and they're figuring it out. But shipping games at Xbox was a tough thing for them to do. They've cleaned it up this generation a little bit, but you've lost a guy who's made his whole reputation on that, like coming in and shipping things, knowing when to bring the pair of scissors over and over. Dara, another example of that, knowing how to come in, like he was contracted for Veilguard. Please help us ship this. Here comes a producer. That is his job. So there's plenty of examples of these guys, but they're very undervalued in the gamer's eye because you don't really experience that. It's more like the product of the creatives is kind of shaped by these individuals where it's like, okay, you have these ideas. We have this timeline. What creative solutions can we come up with to satisfy you, me, and the player? And to bring him into BioShock is great because familiarity is there. Also, BioShock, I mean, this got revealed in 2019. Great hire by 2K to get this guy on board because you'll actually probably look at this and go, you're probably going to get BioShock now versus, oh, are we going to get BioShock? Is it going to continue to spin its wheels? So it's an invaluable piece added to the Cloud Chamber team. It doesn't guarantee it'll be great because, look, man, I thought Diablo 4 was sick, but I also played it like a casual. I did one playthrough. I did not get it on the end game, and I watched as the Diablo community tore this shit apart in this subsequent month. So
fair.
What do I know? But I do know this guy can ship games, and people care. In my experience in development, there are a lot of people who are great at making games. I have great ideas. I have great ways of executing them. But shipping games, knowing when to stop yourself and be like, okay, that's enough. Draw the line here. That's something like, I mean, we at our team beat ourselves over the head with. I'm so fucking annoying about it because I'm too paranoid about it. I'm like, we can't spin our wheels forever. We got to go. And so Rod is a guy who's known for that. That's why he got his nickname, the closer. We call him the finisher here on the Dukes because he's got a future in the adult film career. If he ever gets out of this guy's set up for life with a nickname like that. So, Cog, your thoughts on the finisher making his way to the BioShock franchise?
Yeah, message him, man. I was very, very happy to see. This is a full circle moment for him. And if anywhere he's going to go, this is a perfect fit, man. You know, again, 2K, from everything I understand with them, they're nothing but big franchises, nothing but investing in the best. And they're going to go for the best. And he is one of the best. So the cool thing is that he was so responsible historically for getting BioShock Infinite done. Like, he is the guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, now you put him and he's going to overlook the head of the BioShock franchise. I have confidence that it's going to come out. Now, I think it's fair criticism to say, you know, during the Diablo days, because again, I played it. I thought it was solid, the original at its base form. I lacked off from my dropping off of Diablo had nothing to do with the quality of the game per se, and I'll let the Diablo hardcore head speak to that. My dropping off is I realized I don't like any system where you, at the new season, you take my character and everything, it doesn't mean anything, and I got to start a new character. I don't like that. And I realized that's what's going to keep me from playing Diablo consistently, because you telling me to press reset and create a whole new character after I have all this investment. People are like, oh yeah, that's what you do in Diablo. I'm like, no, I like my original guy. I want to stay with him and keep on progressing. Yeah. So that's what got me out of it. But back to, you know, what you're saying about Xbox, like we talked about, like at the end of the day, like, regardless of what, this is a dream opportunity for them, no question. You know, but this is a huge loss for Blizzard. Like, without that, how do you replace that, right? And they're gonna have questions, you know, in terms of losing an immense talent like that. And I hope, you know, yeah, the next man up and all that sounds nice, but there's certain people in the industry, I'll say they're irreplaceable, but they're damn near close, you know, kind of thing. And he is the understated one that doesn't get the big pomp and circumstance like a creative,
like Todd Howard, for example.
Right. You know, so he won't get that. But when it comes to value and making sure you ship on time, that is the most underrated quality in video game development. So he will be sorely missed. Make no mistake about it. And yeah, salute to 2K. They got themselves a huge, huge addition.
Yes, sir. This next one. Did not expect this much gameplay for it, but High on Life 2 dropped 42 minutes of gameplay at Gamescom. And it's releasing February 13th, 2026. So not much longer now. Have you had a chance to check this out at all? Yeah, it snuck out today. So I wasn't sure if you did. But first off, dude, I got to say, as someone who liked High on Life, like I thought it was hilarious, but I critiqued the gameplay. They look like they have understood the assignment. This looks real. This looks like, if I were to describe it, first person Sunset Overdrive. Are you down for that?
Whoa. Yeah. You talking real. What?
Bro, you're like grinding on rails. You're zipping around the environment. You're bouncing off pads everywhere. It's crazy music. And then it goes into this chill, lo-fi. Like, the best way I can describe it, if people sit down to watch this gameplay like I did,
I'm looking at it now.
It's a bit of a vibe. Like, it's still funny. It's still goofy, but there's these moments where the kind of chill, lo-fi music kicks in and there's a mood, there's an atmosphere to it. It's awesome, dude. It's really, really cool looking. Because what excites me is, again, I have no doubt this will be funny. This demo put a bunch of smiles on my face. Like, I'm ready for it. So it looks like it's delivering what Game 1 did, but it looks way more fun to play. Way more fun to play.
The glow up is crazy.
I didn't even pay attention to that part, honestly. Because I wasn't like, because High on Life 1 was like more artistically driven, where it was like more about like the.
Oh, we got a little Titanfall running. Okay.
No, yeah, dude, they go crazy with it. But yeah, like I found the first one like more artistically driven because it was like more like a deep saturated color palette, and like crazy looking aliens. But I just, to me, I think it looks fun, which I was so surprised to be saying, because the first one was like a very basic first person shooter where the most you got was like some of that grapple gun web slinging, and like I remember it was like one of the early boss fights in the game. But this looks great. I really recommend people check out the full gameplay, but it's coming out pretty soon. And remember, this is a day one Game Pass title. So Cog, any thoughts on the gameplay you're taking a quick look at here?
Bro, it looks sick. Why he had a little man run up his arm? What's going on? This joint look crazy. Yeah, it looks sick, man. It looks sick. The key also too is, like I said, the gameplay, how much they've expanded upon it. And then, you know, with these games, I always feel like humor is very subjective. So, but like if you land it, you've already like done half the battle. And some of this stuff looks hilariously funny. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So far, so good. And I'm looking at the feedback, and people are going crazy. Someone put at the 32 mark, this is one of the most creative things I've ever seen in a video game. They was like, yeah, they just look, it said, look so good. Absolutely. Like people, the responses are extreme. Oh, they got Ralph Innocent in it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Next up, Cog. Triangle Strategy. My beloved Tri-Strat has shadow dropped on both Xbox and PlayStation for the ripe price tag of $41.99 US, or your regional equivalent. But Triangle Strategy available on Xbox. How about that? Very happy to see this one, because I thought it was really weird when they did meta first. I was like, maybe this isn't going to come to us. But I'm glad Square is spreading the HD 2D goodness to other platforms. But dude, I know y'all are listening to this. I already got a million games to play, but this is awesome stuff, man. If you got the time and you like kind of that Final Fantasy Tactics style gameplay, but with like a really rich story, pretty much pixel art Game of Thrones. Like if you're with some choice and consequence, because like you have what's called the scales of something. I'm forgetting the scales of conviction. It might be. I forgot, but it's a scale that literally functions as such, where you go around these points in the story where you have to talk to everyone and kind of convince them to see things your way. You kind of play a little bit of a game with them. And as you convince them, you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm not sure if they're on my side or not. And there's this moment where there's a scale in the middle and everyone kind of flicks a coin in based on like how they responded to how you were trying to convince them. And that'll determine like which way this story will go. And so there's kind of a golden path that you can follow if anyone's like a little too afraid of that. And, you know, I want the best ending. You can go ahead and do that. I got really, really like infinitely lucky and walked into that one. But like, and I think it's worth it. But just play this game if you got the time. It is really awesome stuff. It's beautiful to look at as well. Lots of writing, lots of dialogue. So just have some patience with that, like kind of Trails level where they're just characters that'll talk and talk and talk. It's more in the side stuff. The main story stuff is there, but I will say beginning's a little bit slow. But like once you get to the mines, that's where things pop off. But it's a very, again, politically entrenched plot. Very good stuff.
where did you have this in comparison to Octopath?
Oh boy. Well, let's see here. Of all the HD 2D games?
Yes.
Okay, so Octopath 2 is my favorite.
Okay.
It's better than Octopath 1.
Okay.
Live Alive is really unique, but that's like an old game. It's a remake.
Mm-hmm.
I like it more in Dragon Quest 3. Like, it's up there, bro. Like,
okay,
it's,
so it's up there.
Top 2, top 3. Like, you know, if I'm remembering them all properly.
And did you get a chance to do ININ?
I did. I dropped that eventually.
Oh, really? What happened?
Just too old school. Like,
too much
in the dungeon design.
Got it.
Yeah,
okay.
and specifically in the dungeon design. It is too old school. Like, it is puzzles and random encounters and a pretty vicious combination, and just then
I took you out. You're like, I'm good.
Again, I think people see like I like old games and they're like, oh, he likes the old joints. And I'm like, no. Like, don't get it twisted, man. Like, modern design sensibilities are really good, which is why I critiqued Dragon Quest 3. I'm like, that game feels old as shit. Like, I like not in a good way. Like, there's a reason we move past some of these. Not every game's got to play like Persona, but like, there's a reason we've evolved. And so retro aesthetic is nice. Retro and gameplay and ideas and soul and execution. Like, these are all things I value a lot, but like, pure retro, like, oh, this is so bad, I love it. Like, I ain't there. So yeah, this is that good retro.
This that good retro.
Yeah,
fair enough. Look, I'm glad. Obviously, my time with these games, it's just so tough. But I'm so glad that we're at the point of Duke where every title missed seems to be now. But hey, it's back on the platform. Hey, Dragon's coming next. Like, and this is the result I look at as that Square, relationship that we see continually improving. So that's what's up, man.
All right. Next up, got some sales numbers for you. Mafia: The Old Country, first 5 days on the market. How's it going? According to Sensor Tower, they're saying 800,000 units sold. Not bad for a little $50 game, prequel title. Pretty good, in my opinion. And I like that hopefully 2K sees a pocket to, despite being the hit maker, a little place where it's like, hey, this isn't going to do GTA sales or NBA 2K sales, but this has value to us, to our studios. And so I'm happy to see it's doing well and that the Mafia brand's thriving on a little bit. I will say, compared to Mafia 3, that was the best selling one. It's definitely a step down. But looking at what it is, which is a $50 smaller title, pretty good. I'm curious what happens if they really push like a Mafia 4. Some people were talking like 1970s Las Vegas as like a theory for a location. That would be sick. So I hope they do it. Yeah, I'd love to see something like that for the next Mafia game, because this one, very good, condensed though. I want to see them push it. They're also adding, for those who are curious, what they did for Definitive Edition, where they added like a free roam mode afterward. Okay. They're doing the same thing here. So you get to explore the map in full. You get to get some collectibles. They add a couple of missions to the map. They turn into an open world game, basically. Pretty much. Yeah. Just a little bit more, I would say, watered down. It's not like rich with tons of content, but it's pretty cool, especially to kind of reuse what they've built in a smart way. So any thoughts on these sales, Cog?
Yeah, no, I like it. I mean, obviously for the smaller price point. And then I did Summer Design with Brad and Locke, yesterday, and then on Monday. And it was cool listening to Locke talk about it, how, much he really liked the main protagonist and what they were trying to do. And yeah, look, I feel it. I hope 2K feels that's okay, because I'm like, I thought that's pretty good, considering it 5 days. So yeah, salute to that, man.
Right on. So shout out to Mafia. Very good game. Hope people check it out. Last bit of news here before we get into what we are playing. Shenmue 3 Enhanced Edition announced by ININ. ININ. I'm not sure how to pronounce this publisher, but for those who weren't paying attention, about a year or so ago, they got the rights to Shenmue 3. And they put out a survey, and they were basically asking Xbox fans, like, how do you feel about Shenmue 3? And kind of it was written there like, oh, we're going to probably get this at some point. So what they've done is they've created an enhanced edition. This is what it includes. Enhanced graphics and performance. They say sharper textures, richer details, faster load times, and smoother gameplay. A 4K texture uplift. It's refined, more detailed environments and characters. DLSS FSR support. high quality upscaling without sacrificing performance on supported platforms only. They increased the NPC density, so the village of Naiwu now feels more alive with characters populating the streets. There's a classic camera mode inspired by Shenmue 1 and 2 alongside the modern view, which, by the way, sounds ridiculous, but I think Starfield was proof to me that camera can go a long way. Like,
yes.
When I was able to turn it off and I went, oh, this is like Skyrim now.
Mm-hmm.
Something clicked in my brain. Camera's really important.
Yep.
Gameplay tweaks, optional stamina system adjustments, health restoration before fights, and reduced money barriers for smoother progression. Improved interactions, cutscene and conversation skip options, expanded QTE timing window for more accessible gameplay, menu and UX enhancements. They've streamlined the navigation and helpful purchase alerts, and optionality first. All major changes can be toggled to preserve the original experience for purists. We've talked about this briefly. Remind me, have you played this one?
Yeah.
You have? Okay. This is one of those games that, well, obviously, like you, announcement comes. I'm like, oh shit, they're doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went to Kickstarter. I got my physical copy, everything, right?
Okay.
Todd, when I tell you those reviews, when they hit, broke me. When the fan reception broke me, I couldn't do it. I couldn't step into that heartbreak, bro. I need to know, when you read this, as someone who has played, you finish it?
I couldn't even get through it.
Oh, no. So do you read this and go, yes, this is what it needs?
It's mixed.
Okay.
This is a tough one. Like, this was, I believe when this was announced, this is one of the, well, I think this was what we considered the PlayStation showcase, like
oh yeah,
showcase of
Kingdom
dreams.
Hearts 3 and everything.
Yeah,
they were just unbelievable.
And we're like, oh my God, they're bringing Shenmue back.
Yep.
And people who know me know how much I feel about Shenmue. First of all, they know how much I feel about Yu Suzuki. Yu Suzuki,
one of the GOATs, bro.
Is the GOAT. Like, he's the reason I'm a Sega fan. And when it comes down, this is before consoles. Mm-hmm. When you went to the arcade, every game I love that man made. Mm-hmm. Every game. I'm like, God damn, he did that. He did. And then the evolution of it was if you've ever heard of this team called AM2. And AM2 is what pushed, like, for my Daytona guys and my virtual fighter guys, right? When you went to the arcade, you saw powered by AM2. That's his team. And they took 3D graphics to the next level. So listen, I'm a Tekken guy, but I ain't going to here and lie to you. Virtual Fighters came first. And when I saw Virtual Fighters, I was like, oh my God, this is the future of gaming. This is where we're supposed to be going. 3D character models. And Virtual Fighters 2 and 3 are considered visual. I used to have this conversation with Carrick, like visual masterpieces and hardcore fighting game sensibilities. The marriage was there. He's responsible. Daytona was.
Did you ever see, just on a side note, speaking of Virtua Fighter, did you see the Evo gameplay that came out, bro? It's looking nice.
It's looking nice. It's looking nice. And you see the resurgence. So again, Yu Suzuki is responsible. So what Shenmue represented, I might say it. I have to do my research now. Don't quote me, but it felt at its time the first ever 3D open world game with high level fidelity, with a day-night cycle. You had to get a job. You had NPCs. Each had their own path. Like, we never saw that before prior to Shenmue.
No compromises, fighting too.
Yes, and then we had the fighting, like almost a virtual fighting style fighting game with Ryu Suzuki, the main character. His character. I remember me and King and Solve, we got Shenmue for the Dreamcast for the first time. We turned the light. It was like watching a movie. It was so incredible for its time. We were like, oh my God, this is gaming now? Oh my God. So that's what Shenmue was. Then 2 came out. Obviously, it was decent, it was solid. But 3 were like, damn, because what it was is they ran out of budget. They were supposed to tell us in bad parts. Right? I'm saying? Yeah. They ran out of budget. All right, cool. So now you hear Shenmue 3. Grown man tears come out. I'm like, PlayStation. I'm getting that so PlayStation. Emotional. All right, man. I was like, okay, what Xbox is doing? Shenmue exclusive PlayStation? Yeah. Oh, well, here's where I'm going to be. So I copped. And it reminded me, Maddie, of your man. What's your man name from Danganronpa that you idolize? Kodaka. Like Kodaka. And you sit there, you see your legend lost a step. You're like, oh, he's still with the old UIs and the terrible.
Is this what I was just talking about? Triangle strategy,
Bro.
like old feel.
And I'm looking at the character model, I'm like, damn, son, you still in 88 with that one. I'm trying my best to make it work. And I'm like, damn, my man fell off. And on top of that, like the budget, I'm like, you could tell he needed the Kickstarter to get it. I was day one on the Kickstarter. I was there every day. I was one of the highest tier members. I supported this thing. So look, fast forward to where we are now. A lot of these improvements are important because a lot of it, the stamina system was bad. The camera situation, there was a lot that needed to be fixed. I will be there day one for this. What I'm hoping is he needs to get himself with some. Remember how I went to Ninja Gaiden 4 and I saw like all these young cats at Platinum. You know what I'm saying?
Energy and reuse boots.
He got to get some. And I my fear is that he's such a creative and such a trailblazer. And I've had this conversation with Peter Moore about old Sega executives. Mm-hmm. And what happens is they're so great at what they do, but eventually Michael Jordan does turn 45, 50. He can't get up the court like he used to get up. You know what I'm saying? So you need some young energy on the team. And I'm worrying if he's not receptive now and that the industry has passed him by. And it's tough to say that about a legend. And I met this. I was lucky to meet Yu Suzuki one time in passing. I met the legend one time. I stopped him. Everything I was doing. I was like, bro, I know you can't speak English. I know you don't understand what I'm saying. I was like, but tell your handler, tell him that you are the reason I am a Sega fan. You are the reason I am a gamer. Like you, I sat there like hand and knees, like, bro, you are the guy. Like and he gave me the hug. Super, super nice guy.
Oh, I love that.
But all I gotta say, and I got the picture still. But all I gotta say is that like, this is cool. I just hope that he takes the feedback and hopefully could get with someone that can get him a budget within constraint. He's another person that tends to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think big, right?
Yeah, I worry with him. You know what I'm saying? So look, I will be there to support this. I want to give it a spin, and hopefully these improvements truly make it a playable game the way it should be. Yeah. But we need this saga completed, and he needs to be reined in, and he needs a young team. That's where I'm going with it.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at.
Yeah, so did you look at this and go, yeah, or it's because I know the story's not done yet, but like,
right?
Do these gameplay tweaks speak anything to you?
They're good. They're solid. It's probably still not going to fix the overall. Oh my God! Now Shenmue is an amazing game because of this.
Sincerely, I don't know. Like I said, I couldn't handle it.
It's going to be a better game, and I want to give it a fair try. It may significantly improve it, right? If it does, and whoever was this ININ, hopefully ININ it does well. They see the feedback. And now ININ says, all right, we're getting a positive response. We need a little bit of creative with your next project. And please finish this game within budget. And that's what I'm hoping for. And get some good people around him to do this. But I'm worried because he's so maybe strong-headed and he's so expensive that people may not want to partner because it might be too much to deal with him. You know what I'm saying? That's my fear with him. I know Shenmue's wild. And I think they came out with an anime too at one point. Yep. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened with that.
Season. It got shut down.
It's like, bro, why?
The anime felt like the route to finishing the Shenmue story. I was so convinced. I watched some of it. I didn't think it was bad. I was surprised they got shut down. And
it's like we're here again when you're starting ambitious idea and you ain't finishing. That's my thing. He need Ron Fergusson. I got it. There it is. Rod, get on the line. Somebody get Ron Fergusson and Yu Suzuki together. Then we can get Shenmue finished. Yeah. That's where I'm at. But
Shenmue, to be fair, though, Shenmue's anime was not, and I remember, it was not considered a failure. Okay. It was just like canceled in production. So I think that the first one was actually a success. So that's the good news, that there is something to look at and be like, okay, there's, interest in this franchise. I mean, this was making headlines everywhere. Like there is interest where I think they can do a fourth one. I think it's just like, to me, it's like you got to get someone who's going to push them to the finish line a little bit. I think that's a big part of it, because I think the gameplay within reason, as I always say, can feel old spirited. Like, the fighting doesn't have to be like Yakuza. It can be that sort of grounded Virtua Fighter style combat.
You just nailed it. He need to get with RGG. Stop playing.
Dude.
Get with RGG.
RGG would be perfect. They literally have talked about how Shenmue was a huge inspiration.
It's their inspiration.
Yeah.
That's why I said he got to put his ego to the side. The head of RGG and he's going to say, let's get it together. You know what I'm saying? But I think if I had to guess if why it may not have happened, is because my man, maybe he's older now. And I don't know. Because again, Peter Mort used to tell me these stories of telling older, shout out to Naka who did Sonic and Knights and all them, and be like, bro, this ain't it.
Yeah.
You lie. The kids, they love me. You lie, Peter Boy. He was like, Peter Boy had to curse them out. You motherfucker. I got the data right here. What are you? You're not hot no more. He said the data points when they used to poll, he was like, they would look at Sega, they would tell him as the old grandpa versus like that lost us. That's what he was telling. And he thought they were accusing him of lying, saying that there's no way that is true. We are the greatest. We are Sega. That's the downfall with the older generation sometimes, and that had so much dominant success. Sometimes it's harder for them to accept and transition. And I'm just hoping that maybe we could get a turnaround with that. But yeah.
Totally. I mean, that or do the Kojima thing. Like there was I think it was a GQ article. Kojima was like kind of talking about mortality and stuff. And it was a really interesting read. I'll talk about Kojima a little bit in our What We're Playing section, but he talked about how he's put his ideas on like a USB drive to pass to his teammates if something were to happen to him. Like his ideas are all here if you want to pursue these. Like I hope Yu Suzuki has that thumb drive is what I'm saying, bro. Like, heaven forbid. It's like he's 67. If something happens, it's like Shenmue 4 and 5. He always said it was like a 5-chapter story, 5-act story. Shenmue 4 and 5, bro. I hope you got them on a Word doc in a drive somewhere that you can hand off, because that's what I also worry about is like, time it takes to make a game. That team's not together. Can you build it from scratch? I mean, I agree with you completely. Like RGG would be, not only would they be perfect as a developer, but timeline wise, we see how many games they made.
Hell yeah.
They would have finished Shenmue in like 5 fucking years, bro.
Facts.
They would have finished the whole story.
Bro, we had like 6 Yakuza games during that time.
We have like 9 of them. 10 of them. Like, 10 of them. So that's why they'd be perfect for it, man. Right. That is a dream collab. That's if they could do it, man, like they would bring Shenmue to new height. They could, mark my words, they could start over Shenmue and get to the finish line like way before we get a 4 and 5 from you. Like we know this, bro. So yeah, I don't think Shenmue will like die for good. This is great to see, bro. Cause like even if I need to give it a try, like that's what I need to do. I said earlier, like I'm not close-minded, but like I gotta be honest, y'all. It's very hard for reviews to hurt me, but I was like, Cog, like when I saw that announcement, bro, I was in tears. I was like, oh my God, because Shenmue was such an important game growing up. Like Shenmue on the PS1, Jesus, I'm sorry, the Dreamcast. Yes. I remember watching my brother play, and I always remember standing in front of the arcade where you had to meet someone, I think, at 8 p.m., the arcade? And he was checking his watch. I was, my mind was blown. But also going back to Shenmue, man, this game is so atmospheric. Yes. It really is. And Shenmue 2, hang on. Come on, Cog.
Oh, yeah. Talk to him. Let him know. Why you think
brethren, bro? This stamp is here for a reason. That's the GOAT stamp. That's what we call it, the GOAT stamp. When I saw only on Xbox, I knew it was a wrap. I knew Shenmue 2 was also going to be fire, and it was. This game kicked ass as well, man. So yeah, just Shenmue is a very special franchise. So I'm just happy to see a pulse because it shows. Yeah. So, by the way, this is a new publisher coming in. Yes. Someone saw some value to be
Someone saw something.
Let's invest in porting this. Let's get something going here. So I'm hoping, I mean, Yu Suzuki's got to be involved. Like,
it's got to be.
I don't know if it means that Shenmue 4 is on the way, but I feel like there's got to be a business reason. You don't just grab the rights and say like, okay, we're going to publish this and that's it.
Good point.
There's got to be just a little bit more.
I agree. There's a little hope. You nailed it. There's a pulse, and my bigger picture hope, with the Phoenix Mirror and then all the stuff involved is that we know Sega is in a bit of a renaissance right now in terms of old IP, and maybe the conversations are happening, hopefully, but I'm with you. RGG would be, because to me, they're his kids. Those are Yu Suzuki kids that loved his work and, spiritual success. We'll see. There is a pulse.
They do say here, legendary on their website, legendary game creator Yu Suzuki and publisher ININ Games proudly announced Shenmue 3 Enhanced. So the relationship is there.
Okay.
What other games have they worked on here?
I never heard of these ININ guys.
Oh, man. I don't know any of these.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know any of these, brother. Oh man, I'm gonna send you this list. You tell me if any of these. I'll put them in our chat here.
Mm-hmm.
Any of these stand out to you? I usually take that as a red flag if I don't know any of your games. Wonder Boy Collection, I think I've heard of.
Let me see. Send me the link. Send me the jump.
Yeah. No, I did it. Yeah.
All right, cool. You did. Okay, cool. You put it in the chat. Okay, cool.
Cross Code. Okay, that's one.
All right, they did IRM. So they're doing a lot of Taito milestones. They're doing a lot of OG arcade stuff. Let's see.
Shadow of the Ninja Reborn. Isn't Shadow of the Ninja old
Shadow
series?
Ninja, yeah, it's old school. I remember that. That was pretty good. Let's see. I don't know a lot of the. It do give it a little mobile energy feel, but let me just see what's going on here. Bubble Bobble. Again, these are classic Space Invaders. These are classic arcade OG games. Nothing. Basically, you can tell they're reimagining classics. Is divine. IREM. I know who IREM are. IREM from way back in the day. They did a lot of dope arcade. Old school arcade stuff. So the way I'm looking at it, it seems like they're classifying Shenmue in this old school kind of vein. The only thing is it's the most advanced old school game on this list.
Yeah.
So they haven't shown me that they have done anything with modern sensibilities yet.
Xbox fans, this is in your hands because I guarantee what Yu Suzuki's doing is he's going to look at the data, take that and be like, look, Xbox and Nintendo fans bought like hundreds of thousands of copies of this game after its launch. Fund me, please. There's interest, or look, I launched the most successful Kickstarter in history. Fund me, please. So Shenmue 4 would make some noise, but Shenmue 4, you hit on something perfectly. Shenmue 4 has to be in the Ninja Gaiden 4 moment. It cannot come back in a half-hearted, very old school way. Like it's got to get with the times in just a couple of ways, right? Like it's got it.
No, 100%. Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. I just, my last point is just that the lack of Sega involvement with Shenmue 3 initially I don't remember it having a Sega. I'm worried about that relation. That's the key to getting it full circle. If they could work with Sega again, then we could really get that worldwide push that it needs, man. We just need that. So we'll see.
I'm looking now. This just looks wrong. It was Deep Silver.
See, that's the publisher. Yeah. So what that showed me is him, AM2. There was some fracture at some point. He needs to get back home with Sega. That's what needs to happen.
Look how right this looks, bro. Look at that Sega stamp on Shenmue 1, 2 HD. Come on.
There we go. That's what I'm hoping. So we'll see. But it might be an ININ situation, and we'll have to see how that goes.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, Cog, let's get into what games we are playing, sir. Want to hear from you first?
Well, mine's pretty short this week for reasons. Not that I'm playing games. Boy, I'm playing games. Just can't tell you just yet. Very soon. But so basically, in the meantime, while I'm playing other major stuff, I've still been in my Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, man. Obviously after playing 4 at the preview event, and I was speaking to Kawasai, who I'm a big fan of his, that, I was very pleased to see him say, yo, Ninja Gaiden 2, that's one of my favorites of all time. And we know the history. Obviously, there's a Ninja Gaiden 2, there's the Sigma, and obviously we got the Black and stuff like that. There are differences. The differences that I've seen now that I'm playing all the versions is that, Black went for the visceral dismemberment, the bloodiness of the original 360 game, but at the same time, they did reduce enemy density, and they made the bosses sponges. So that's the trade-off. But I felt overall, most of the trade-offs are for the right reason. They got rid of the stupid Buddha boss that nobody really cared about. They got rid of things that I felt, for the most part, needed to get rid of. And this is a stylish romp, and I love it. So yeah, I got to the end of that joint, and I'm just getting myself ready, for 4. Because I was like, I stopped playing 4 because like the preview, because I'm like, look, I'm already satisfied. I already know I'll wait for full release, you know what I'm saying, when that comes. But 2 Black, I wanted to get that. That was one of the ones I wanted to get done at the top of the year. And I really liked this. So again, very short for me this week, but stay tuned. A lot to talk about next week, Dukes. And I think you guys are in for a little treat on that one. But I'm going to hand it to you because I'm actually excited about what you're playing. So I want to get whatever start you want to go. I want to know.
I've started a review on something, so can't talk about that.
Yes.
After the Fallout 2 trailer or Season 2 trailer, of course, I dabbled a little New Vegas.
Let's go.
Yeah, we'll dive into the Fallout stuff.
Okay.
In our Gamescom recap.
All right, fair. Keep it there. Of course,
got the hankering.
Yes.
Had to dive in, go crazy with it. So yeah, it's just good to be back, man.
Bro, I can't wait to talk all these landmarks.
Yeah,
because you're gonna give me the science, on everything. What you saw, what it means, and I want to know how you felt about what you saw when we get to that Fallout part.
Yeah. I want to hold, but I'll just say I've been going back into some New Vegas for like the millionth time and just having such a good time, man. I love this series. All right, so in the terms of the new,
let's go.
Had one of those the power of free will moments. I've been enjoying just bodying games after the trap that was Last Defense Academy. Just like, I'm gonna beat this shit real quick. So I'm actually interested in Metal Gear Solid Delta. Think it looks really good. I love MGS3, or at least I remember loving it. I played it on my Vita in 2014, and it was just like an excuse for me to use my Vita. So I played it there. Resonated with enough to like it, enjoyed the boss fights a lot, but like I didn't establish the deep connection that others did. One thing that I've talked about on Retro Rebound, we joke around with it a lot on the channel, is that I have approached a lot of series in a very weird way because I just kind of took them as they were handed to me. So when my mom bought me Kingdom Hearts 2, like that to me was my start for the franchise. I didn't play 1 until much later. And by much later, I mean like 2 or 3 years after the fact. Like I had played a little bit of like Birth by Sleep and whatnot, if I remember correctly. Like I got to the beginning, the essence of it all, where it all began much later. Like I started a lot of these series away from the origin. Like you want to use Fallout as an example. I started with 3. Like I never knew anything Fallout before that.
Same.
Metal Gear Solid, I recognized was a game that I had never played, and the PS1 library was a major blind spot for me. That being because I grew up with the N64, and before that was the Game Boy Color. When I got my next system from my parents, it was the original Xbox, and that was it's a wrap from there, man. Like that shit was awesome. I was more than thrilled with it, but there's this section of games that I never played. The only PS1 game I played for a long time was Final Fantasy VII, and that was on my PC in 2012.
Wow.
Otherwise, PS1 is, I mean, the games I've played PS1 adjacent games that were like also on N64, if that makes sense. Like, I played Spider-Man 64, which is very different from Spider-Man on PS1, but they're like still the same missions and whatnot. So I've played PS1 style games, but like, again, long way of saying major blind spot. This year I've gone after it though. I played Mega Man Legends, which is beautiful. Dino Crisis, beautiful.
Let's go.
But then I was thinking Metal Gear, and just something came over me where I went, you know what? I played Death Stranding earlier this year. I want to like get to the core of what made Kojima so popular. Now, what I love about being, as I say in my video about this game, your favorite golden retriever game reviewer, is I go into this shit not really knowing jack diddly do. I don't know what makes Metal Gear Solid on PS1 special. Have you played this game all the way through?
Yes.
Bro.
Classic.
Oh my God.
Classic. This is Kojima.
Yeah. I've played MGS2 and I love it. MGS3, enjoyed it. I played 4 and I was going to beat that. But 4, I mean, I'm glad I didn't get to beat 4. I'll get into that in a moment. But my save file corrupted on PS3 and I did not have the will back then. So I just, my because when they made you wait forever for the game install, that corrupted. The install corrupted.
The install corrupt. That's right.
Yeah. So it was rough. So I just kept getting freezing and it was a wrap from there. So I had to like delete the full game data. And then I played like 30 hours of Phantom Pain, which I was not in love with because it got a little repetitive. But I would say don't hold me to that one because that was like a college Maddie take.
Yeah.
And I was a little more fair weather with games back then than I am now. So
you're a different person.
Maybe I feel a little bit different about that nowadays. I don't know yet. But so I have like this extensive Metal Gear experience, I'd say, but I've never played the original.
Yo, geez, let's go.
Part of it was because of the camera angle, but I was like, you know what? Like, let's just give it a shot. So I fire up the Master Collection on my Switch, and my first session was like 5 hours. I was like immediately into it, bro. These boss fights are incredible. Yes. The Ocelot boss fight was this perfect like balance of tension, but also like this perfect balance of like he's shooting the bullets off the wall, so you got to get moving. But if you run into the like middle with the tripwires, you'll blow Baker up. Like that stuff was fucking brilliant, dude. But I gotta say,
let's go.
This Psycho Mantis boss fight.
Woo!
Dude.
Sick.
I love how meta this game gets at times, right? I didn't know this until, after the fact, because he reads your memory card. Now you could do this in the Master Collection. If you click on edit save data in the main menu, you can load in Suikoden, you can load in Castlevania, that sort of stuff. And so you can get his response to reading your memory card. But this bro can actually go like, oh, so you like Suikoden. Oh, so you like Castlevania. You like Konami games.
Sick.
It was just a fantastic usage of blowing your mind. But also like, this is when controller vibration was new. So he's like, put your controller down and I'll show you it move on its own. And they vibrate the controller. And I was like, that's awesome, right? Like, of course, like we, have had controller vibration for a while, but to see someone use it in these ways when it's a new gimmick
at that time, that was mind blowing,
crazy. And then the other thing that he does that even games nowadays don't do is there's a point in a particular ending you can get, the one I got, where Otacon puts his hand on your shoulder, and when he does, your controller lightly vibrates when his hand lands on you. I'm like, that's like something that developers don't even do nowadays. It's that granular detail. Yes. But I found the boss fights incredible. The level design in the first half of the game is really good. I think in the second half, when you got to do like a lot of backtracking.
Yeah, a lot of backtracking. Yeah.
Sitting through elevator rides, freezing your key card, heating up your key card. That shit was so whack, bro. I was like, what are we doing, man? Like, what to break up the cutscenes? I'm like, all of a sudden you care about this now? Like, you guys were having me sit there for 15 minutes beforehand. I loved it. It's such atmosphere, an incredible soundtrack. Dude, yeah, that soundtrack. Oh my God, bro. But the codec conversations I live for, like listening to these characters learn more about each other, having having Snake talk to Mei Ling is like, memories are wordless. Like just that deep philosophical shit. I'm just like, what? But it's also a lonely game. It's a very lonely game. And they use that in an interesting way where it's also a game about deception, and like Snake, all he's got is that voice on the other end. And as someone who loves Metal Gear Solid 2, now I see some of the planting of ideas like, oh, that sort of manipulation is a huge part of MGS2. So yeah, like you're going to see, I think it'll be live a little bit after our show goes live for patron feeds, but I end up finishing this game and doing a whole script on it at like 2 a.m. and recording a video until like 4 a.m. on Metal Gear Solid 1 for Retro Rebound. So look forward to that. But just like, I loved it. I really did. Like, it was kind of the first moment. Like, I enjoyed Death Stranding 1. Death Stranding 2 felt like so far a pretty big upgrade from that. But I will say this. I was critical of Death Stranding 1's boss fights without much Kojima admiration or understanding of what made his games tick. Playing MGS1 and then thinking about where Death Stranding went, I think there is a little bit of a fall off in the terms of reining him in and creative choices that weren't as refined as they've once been. Like, this was a little bit of a, okay, now I get the hype. Like, now I really get, because now I'm all in, where I'm trying to, we'll see, but because I'm now starting to review stuff again. So my time will quickly get absorbed. But I want to play MGS2 before Delta comes out, because I want to like, now I can do it. Now I can go with 1, 2, 3. And I know they take place at different points in the timeline, but I just immediately got the hype for the first time. Like, I got the hype in the terms of he thinks differently and he makes these big AAA games that are so weird. Like, I got all of that, but this is the first time I went, oh, he made something extremely good from start to finish. That was that same Kojima weirdness, but also had like these meta moments. Like, it was everything he was defined as to me. It's all in this game. Nice. So I really appreciate it a lot. Great. Like, I think it took me 11 and a half hours. They told me at the end of the stat sheet when they evaluated my performance. Just really cool game. Like a classic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Legendary. Fire. Love it.
I loved it. That was a good one. And then I went back to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Finally. I know. That took me a while to do, but longer than I thought. But I'm back and I'm relearning, I'll say.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to Locke, I said, I'm going through that phase again where like this game, it's tough to love at first. Every time I have picked it up, which I've done 3 times now, I don't immediately fall in love with it. Even if I know I love what I like. When I was on a roll and I got to like hour 40, I was loving it, right? Like I got to the second map. I was like, oh, when I pick this back up, this is going to be great. But when you get out of that flow
for a while, yeah.
And then you come back in.
It's tough.
It's tough, yeah. It is. Like it's because again, it breaks so many rules of conventional game design that I get annoyed with it. I'm like, fuck you guys. Like this shit's so annoying. And as I get broken by the game more, I become more accepting and then I start to love it. But I'm turning the corner already. But like, yeah, there was that level of like, did you do the Thunderstone side quest?
Yes.
That shit sucked.
That sucked. For all that, I was like, bro, come on.
Yeah, that was like, that's where I started to be like, oh no, like I know this game's great, but I was like, man, like I was already kind of like fighting an uphill battle, thinking about flirting with MGS2, flirting with game reviews.
Yeah,
like,
I got you.
I was like, I want to finish, man.
Yeah.
But then I got into a good side quest. I got into one where I'm riding my horse. I passed this mine, and Henry's like, oh, what's that stench? So I'm like, I want to know what's that stench. So I like go in, and all of a sudden, like a full produced cutscene starts playing, and I fall down the mine. Did you get this one? Yeah, okay.
That one is wild.
Yeah.
With your mids?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that one is
What's
wild.
What's cool about that is I was talking to Locke. I found that quest in the middle step, basically. There's a whole, like, if I go to a town nearby.
Yeah, that's how I got this to see how you approach it. You found it on random exploration, and then the game was smart enough to move you further along. I got there through an introduction from a town and the person, and then they sent me to go help out. And yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I found this like in the when I heard that, I appreciated it a lot more. I thought it was good, but I appreciated it a lot more. I went, that's good shit right there. Like it can start from any point. That's good shit. So just really appreciated that. Still turning the corner on the combat. That's the toughest to warm up to, I think. Like I've been avoiding fights where I can because like the thing that I struggle with, and it's totally fine. I'm not blaming the game. It's just more like measuring dude's strength from afar. Like I look at him, I go, I think I could take him. And then when this dude you hear that like thud and you just die. That's what I got. Like I pulled up to a town and like I saw the environmental details. Like I'm pulling up, I'm seeing dead bodies. I'm like, okay, I got to be careful. Something's going on here. And I see like a bunch of dudes patrolling a town and they look kind of scraggly, you know, like they have armor, but I'm like, I could like assess it from afar. I'm like, I could take them. So I like square up, and first time he hits me, I didn't have my shield out. I had Sir Radzig's blade, right? So no shield in my hand. So I was like, all right, reload real quick, switch over. I got my bludgeon or whatever it's called. I got my shield. Like, all right, I got good armor, and like I see you're wearing armor. Like I can just pound away. This dude wrecks me again. And I'm like, oh, I got full health and everything. So I had to just bend the knee, run away, live to fight another day.
I got you, bro. I'll me and you in the same pocket. I was terrible. 2 words of advice, please. I'm telling you right now, get your potion game up. Before any encounter, you want to get you want to have a marigold on deck. Right? Because the marigold gives you that slow, steady health regen. So you pop one of those before you see it's about to pop, before it pops, because unless you got a pouch, you won't, because the game is so realistic, you can't drink potions in mid-fight unless you have a pouch. So if you don't have the pouch, you pop one of them joints, and then there's another joint, it's called Aqua Vialis or something, and it kind of helps you with your damage resistance, right? So those are the core things. But what I turned the corner, there's a town in the, oh man, you remember where old girl, the old lady who saves you?
Yes, in the very beginning of the game.
Right. So you know where she's at, right? In that little hut?
Yeah. So
from that position, you got to bear east towards the bottom. There's a section, you got to find another town. They're like almost a group of nomads. They got their own thing going on. There's a dude there. If you find his name is Master Tomcat, find Master Tomcat. Master Tomcat is the illest because he gonna teach you. Eventually, you need that Master Strike, bro. Now, I will say, once you get the Master Strike, I won't say the game is broken at that point. Oh, but you could be looking for it for combat. Because you're going to be getting your parry on. You
think I should go back to map 1 and go do that?
Back to map 1. You got to get to Master Tom. Because Master Tomcat, once I learned the Master, what it is I became more defensive. Before I was just wheeling around, stamina. Same. Right? Now I go, okay, what side are you positioning? Okay, you coming from the right? I'm going to wait, parry, Master Strike with the left. Wrecking, and you see new animations. You put the pierce of the sword through their body, their neck. You gonna get crazy. And then while
is it like a quest line, or is he just like pay him?
You got to kind of like do a couple of training with him, and then like learn. You to get it is you still got it's gonna be tough, but you're gonna be able to do it. So that'll take you and get the combat portion under control before you could get to him. If you're still struggling. Take some cog advice. Again, I'm the master alchemist, baby. You call me the alchemist. What you do, you got to start working on your bane poison. So how you do? You light that blade up, put the tip of the poison on that joint. All you got to do hit the one.
Just hold back.
Yeah, just let them bleed out a little bit. And you're going to see some of them, they get slow. Come here. Yeah. Or you get your arrows from deep. And I got the one that it's called something, the doll maker. And they, now what's up? Yeah. Bro, that's how you do them. Because come on, man, that game is unfair. They always jump.
No. It's a game that punishes you so much, you got to use those things. Yeah, I just think it's so funny of a guy just completely fucking paralyzed to the ground. And you're like, bah!
What's up now? Got you. Yeah. So once I got my little dirty strategies, you got to play dirty. Come on, baby. It's always 3 versus 1. Yeah. They found this game. Up
to one of the main story quests. They were like, this was the Thunderstone quest, right? I pull up. They're like, there's a little militia. They're camped out at the old mill. I'm like, okay. So I pull up, same deal. I'm like, let's go. So I start fighting one-on-one. I'm like, I got this guy. Yeah. Here comes 4 other guys running out. They're like, yeah. You want to go? Come on, Ruff. I'm like, okay. I have like literally no chance. And I died. And then like, that's Kingdom Come Deliverance. But to your point, you have to play like that. So like for me, like it's the game that what I did when I reloaded my save was like stealthed around back, choked out one dude, freed the guy for the side quest. I was like, let's go. I was like, I'm not even fighting. Like I'm not even doing this shit. I did rob the guy who was knocked out. I was like, I'm taking your stuff.
You go rob people and sell the armors. You got to get them, son.
The game's so funny. So I'm trying to help this chick out who's got the Thunderstone, right? And she's like, oh, but this, because everyone thinks this Thunderstone brings them good luck. And so I try to persuade her. I'm like, nah, it's actually cursed. No, I don't believe you, right? She's like, my husband's sick. We need this. I'm like, okay, so I need to diagnose the husband. It was a little annoying because I felt like I figured it out, at least based on the context clues the games gave me. But I think I need to like check off a certain amount of speech checks to like get through. But it seemed like this guy was actually not sick. He was kind of faking it because he was nervous. And you observe a bunch of things in the environment, you go to talk to them, and again, they're all like skill checks.
Yes.
I fail all of these, and I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with you. I can't do this. So you go and you tell, I think her name is like Marla or something. Mm-hmm. So I go and tell her, I'm like, hey, I don't know what's good with your husband, but like, you need to give me the stone, right? Mm-hmm. She's like, absolutely not. So quest fails. She walks away. She walks in this alleyway, bro. I'm just like,
come here. Oh, you choked up.
Yeah.
Man, you choked her up.
I choked the wench out, right? So I just leave her in the alleyway, and while I'm choking her out, bro, because like the game is so immersive that like not when you choke someone out, it's not that. Then you gotta like press the extra button to either pick the body up or drop it. So I'm waiting for the body to automatically drop because I see in the distance, I see a guard just kind of walking his way toward me. I'm like, oh shit, like that. Like you could just tell like her vision was like going out, like I'm seeing this dude in the distance. So I'm just like, oh shit. So after I choke her out, I'm like waiting for her to drop, and I'm like, damn, this girl's got crazy endurance. Like I'm still choking her out. I didn't realize I had to drop the body. So again, the game's realistic. So you see the full animation, like lay her down gently. Then I gotta hold A to rob her. And so I'm like going through, I grabbed the Thunderstone, bro. I whistle for my horse. I'm like, Herring, get the fuck over here. We're out, bro. And I get on that shit and I ride out of town. So far, no consequence, but like, man, I like it was this close getting caught. But I love the game because I was like, I didn't even like. Sometimes you do a little inventory check, like let me crouch, hold Rob. Let's
see like, what they got and go through the door.
I remembered it's like a mini game. I was like, you know what? I'm taking my chances here. Like, I was like, I need the fucking Thunderstone, man. I need to finish this quest because I don't know what to do with your husband. Not my problem though. So choked her out, took the Thunderstone, and that was it.
That game was amazing for that. I did that one time. You could do the when they sleeping, right? So it was one chick, and I did this crazy quest, and it was like a saber. It was more powerful than any one-handed sword that I had. It was some wild saber. And I'm like, I did that, and she took the sword back, and I'm like, wait, I can't get this no more. Man, I waited till that night till she was sleeping when her husband was out the room. Man, I was like, choked her out. Got up out of there. So this game forces that mentality.
I love the
sometimes.
Stealth in this game. It's literally my favorite part because it's so funny to me. Like I remember, like bro, I get like excited breaking in people's houses, like robbing them in their sleep, like because like with the husband and wife sleeping in the same bed, I'm like I can't choke one of you out.
Because the other one going.
Yeah, the other one will wake up. So I'm like, all right, I just gotta like pickpocket you in your sleep. It's so fun. Yeah, that's the thing though, is I didn't even think of that. I just got impulsive and I choked her out in broad daylight. Like, it was like 3 p.m. afternoon, like sun is up, people are about
broad daylight.
I just choke her out. And I'm like, I need the Thunderstone. I need to finish the quest. And I got my nice reward from it, got some skills from it. She's like, my husband's a blacksmith. He could teach you anything. I was like, wonderful.
Yes.
So yeah, the game's fun in that way. Like there's so many stories that you can share, as we just showed here with 2 quests we did. We handled them very differently.
Real quick. How you doing with your skills? And do you got mud? You got mud yet?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got mud.
Oh yeah. Houndmaster goes a long way. Don't sleep on Houndmaster, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely did that. And some of the perks, I do love the way the perks, you could really isolate play styles and bonuses for playing a certain way. And that's when it starts. But I agree with you. It's one of those games when if you put it down for a while, you get to get back into that world. It takes a while
to get
you
every
back.
time.
It does.
Really, I love it and appreciate it because it shows me how trained I am by the system.
Right.
And when I play it, I struggle with it and I start to dislike it because I'm like, why aren't you like this? Not like, go be like easier or more accessible, but why are you such a pain in the ass to just get around? And then you start to understand it and appreciate it. It's like that process over and over. I don't remember having this with the first one, but the second one definitely goes like even more hardcore.
Even more hardcore for sure.
Great game though. I've been having fun. And so this is the real monkey on my back. And once I can beat this, I mean, Death Stranding 2, I want to beat this year, but if I can't get to it, I can live with that because like Death Stranding 1, I got too late. Death Stranding 2, like, again, I want to try to go for it, but like if I can't, I'm not going to beat myself up for it. But this is a matty ass game. Bro, I need this under my belt. I need to finish this. And I want to like give myself, I like being to say away from the review window for this because I can give myself to the side quest more than I probably would have before. Like usually I'm a little more selective of like, I'll hit this on the way. Time's ticking. Like maybe I should just go and do the main quest. But like now I'm just playing it. Like I'm probably going to I can see this will become a 100-hour game for sure. Like
easy. Easily. It was one of the ones I did 95% of all the side quests, and I was just like, man, this is so cool. You're gonna get to that point where you're gonna be OP and you're gonna be really wrecking.
Oh, I love that in the first one. Yeah. Right now I'm rounding up the Devil's Gang, the Dry Devil's Gang.
I know where you at.
Yeah, we're rounding up the crew. Helped the religious guy out. He wasn't playing ball, but that's where we're at right now. So
yeah, you got some fun, cool stuff coming up storyline wise. It's gonna be dope.
Right on. All right, Cog. Time for what we are. Well, not what we're playing. That was the segment before. As you can tell, we took a little break. News segment is what I was trying to get into. Number 1, let's recap Gamescom a little bit on the Xbox front first, and then we'll go through kind of just other content of interest. So starting things off, Black Ops 7 opens the show. We have a release date. It's November 17th. We got quite a few write-ins about it. It's, first of all, coming in at $70. this is not pushing the $80 price tag either, which is a little surprising for big COD. Cog Psycho 100 has the right, and howdy Dukes. I see recent reporting that Black Ops 7 will be $70, and I'm a bit surprised to see this, as Xbox has clearly signaled the intent to raise to $80 with the Outer Worlds 2, albeit backpedaling. Surely this would have been the next $80 target. Is it pressure from Battlefield 6? Will the cost of Game Pass rise to offset this? General lack of market appetite for $80 games, maybe. Would love to hear your thoughts. Have a $80 could buy 5 packs of Depend, Fit, Flex, Incontinence wear underwear for men kind of day. Meanwhile, Vonarant's got the write-in about the game after the showcase, saying, Hi, Dukes. Did either of you get around to playing the whole Black Ops 6 campaign? I suspect Maddie is saving it for Retro Rebound. Spoiler, I am not. So, Maddie, you gave Modern Warfare 3 a lot of shit for shoehorning other COD modes into the campaign, as well as bloviating the brilliance of Raven. Yet Black Ops 6 had some of the most egregious levels thrown in that were straight rips or advertisements of the zombies mode. Do you still believe the hype of Raven? Suffice to say, here's to hoping Battlefield 6 delivers, because BO7 reveal did not entice a playthrough. So yeah, right now it's getting mass downvoted.
Ooh.
I was a little surprised by this, by the way.
Me
but
too.
What did you think of what we saw during Gamescom for Black Ops 7? Because I have some broader thoughts on it all.
I'm definitely a minority on this. I was pleasantly surprised.
I didn't think it looked as bad as people think it is.
I didn't think it looked that bad. Like for me, where they got me was, I like that they attempted the 4-player co-op campaign. And for me, the reason why I liked it is because there's one game it reminded me of. Again, I'm not saying it's going to be to the quality of this game, but there was, I don't know if you remember playing Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter.
Or are you talking about the one where it was like you were cloaking and timing
syncing and time suit? It was giving me that.
So good.
That game was fire. Yeah, it was a 4-player cooperative. So when you had team sniping, team cloaking. Now, granted, yes, it was more tactical than probably what Call of Duty will be, but it was giving me that energy. And I'm like, yo, if you could pull off a Call of Duty narrative with that budget that they normally put into their campaigns, and they got my Titanfall running, they got my gliding, they got a lot of cool things, and I'm like, I'm kind of interested. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hold you. So for me, look, I know Infinite Warfare had a lot of bad taste on Call of Duty fans' mouth, and they don't want that. But I've seen the almost like a TLDR from, shout out to what's my man that does the Call of Duty info, Charlie Intel or whatever.
Yeah.
Bro, look at the stuff that they doing. It was like, okay, they said, all right, so again, co-op campaign, co-op end game. That I like. So after the campaign is done, there's still more co-op to do. Obviously, 6v6 multiplayer, 20v20 multiplayer, round-based zombies, survival zombies, Dead Ops, Arcade 4. Then they had the thing where they said they will feature the ability to use the content from Black Ops 6. So they're doing some carry forward progression that I'm like, okay, this is cool. And I just think, look, it could coexist. I understand, look, Battlefield is the rage. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I was worried about them really coming into this. And when I saw this, I'm like, yo, this don't look that bad. So I'm like, I'm willing to give it a shot. And then obviously I see Raven and stuff like that. So that's where I'm at with it. And the last thing I'll say, because I know this is a big point of contention, is that people were really on them about, the skins and this and that. And it seems like it said that the Activision confirmed during Charlie Intel's visit that they are fully aware of the feedback on how cosmetics look in Call of Duty, and they are taking it into account. So will that be immediate? We don't know. I do know it's a business.
Will they find a new way to make the paper?
Right. And I do know that
doing nothing is how I listen to that.
And it could very well be that, right? They could we're just taking it into account, right? But again, for what I saw, I did not walk around. It looked cool to me. I'm in. And look, Game Pass allows me to do what I want to do. So I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And I know the Battlefield is the rage, as it should be, but we got to be fair. We've been down this road with Battlefield before with 2048, where you popping off and it's looking like it's the thing. You got to launch correctly, sir. Right? And I got confidence in Vince. I think they will. But let's be respectful to Chet. He's still, this is the guy still. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how anybody feel, that's the guy. That when the sales come out, we always be like, oh, damn, it didn't do what it was supposed to do. We thought Battlefield's good. You know what I'm saying? So this looked like the Battlefield challenge. And the final thing I'll say, what I love about Battlefield existing is it does put pressure on them. For the first time.
EA wants to turn into a annual series.
See, but now I worry about that.
Oh, it's a terrible fucking idea, bro. The reason Battlefield thrives is for the what's happening now and the time it takes in reacting to player trends and styles and interests. And when you annualize it, you can't do that, and you eventually sour the taste. Also, annual works when there's no other option. Like look at the sports games, right? Like that's why it works. So yeah, I saw it, went, oh man, they got one fucking whiff of like generational success with this series and went like, yep, all right, let's look at annual in 5 to 6 years. I'm like, bad choice. Really?
I don't like that. I'm with you. See, that's why I'm being fair to Call of Duty in this. I know it's the cool thing to dunk on COD. I get it. But dumb dudes finally get the taste of success, and now you trying, oh yeah, we're going to analyze too. All right, we're going to see. Mm-hmm. I know who built for it and who ain't. So you got a lot to prove. You need to worry about just getting this product out and making sure it's to everyone's liking and launch correctly. Then we'll talk about coming for the throne and all the other stuff that everyone's going for right now. Yeah. But that's it. That's just where I'm at. I just wanted to be fair to COD.
I'm with you that I saw it and didn't think it looked bad. My thoughts were they want to make something that's not Call of Duty. And that's why people are pissed, because it doesn't look like Call of Duty in a lot of ways. It's shackled to Call of Duty. And this is why when we said like, hey, Xbox, when you buy Call of Duty, and like if you can rework how things are made here, it might be to the benefit of your teams, because I look at Black Ops 7 and literally every trailer buries the lead because it doesn't want to look or appear or feel as a Call of Duty game. Every single one of them. It starts out trippy, it starts out weird. They bury the fucking title card. They have introductions like Phil saying the return of a classic franchise, Jeff saying we're going to start with this. Like, they don't want you to know this is Call of Duty because they want to trick you into it, because they want to do something different. And so to me, I like that they're looking at something different. Look, man, this is my God tier combo. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm not a huge Call of Duty fan, but I've been standing Raven Software for a long while, and Treyarch has always made my favorite Call of Duties. You're putting them together. Like, I think they're going to make some magic here if you're a Call of Duty fan. But that said, like, I get the player frustration, because for people who are saying, oh, it just looks bad, I'm like, I think it's a little disingenuous. I'd be hard pressed to be like, this looks fucking bad. I would say it looks very different and not Call of Duty. And that's the problem, bro. Like, some of these levels, like the spiraling staircases in the sky and everything, that's so fucking controlled. It's not even funny, man. Like, it's so obvious. But that's part of the problem, is you can tell these developers are like, at least my interpretation as a player is like, wow, you seem exhausted doing the same shit constantly. And so you're like, fucking let's throw something at the wall and make it work. Like, oh, Black Ops is a little psychedelic and trippy and mindfucky. Okay, boom. Like, let's just throw this at them and see how it goes. And it's not going super well, because like the fans don't, as much as they want to shake up, they want within a comfort zone shake up. Like the Black Ops 6 was the perfect shake up for a lot of people, because it was a movement shake up. It was a gameplay shake up, but it was traditional boots on the ground Call of Duty. Anytime they've gone future focused like this, or feeling future focused or crazy, it's always resulted in backlash. Will it hurt the sales charts? I highly doubt it, but I think that's the problem here.
Yeah.
And so for me, you know, the open world thing, like, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid on that yet. Like, I'm not like, after, you know, they had open Call of Duty zones and they just reused the Warzone map from MW3. Like, I'm not there yet, man. Like, if they make a true open world though, and this end game, I'm also not buying into, because I'm like, that's Warzone energy for sure. Like, it's like, you guys don't use this for one thing. Like, this is going to be like a Warzone map or some shit. I don't know. I'm being a little skeptical and disingenuous. Skeptical. But you know, I will say that I'm not buying into that part. But I don't know. Call of Duty has become the franchise that, like, I see from the outside, and like this, I'm also looking at, like I was with Black Ops 6. Where I'm like, oh, interesting. Black Ops 6, I played the multiplayer for like 10 hours and bounced. Yeah. And I just realized, I was like, I don't think I care about this franchise as much anymore. So, you know, Battlefield, though, looks interesting and fun, and I'll be there. But Black Ops 6, like, or 7, sorry, I'm like, maybe, you know, because I heard good things. You raved about the campaign. So, I know you said, like, there was stealth, there was choices. I have no doubt it's good. I might do I've toyed with the idea of a campaign ROP, but there's like a lot of other like under 10-hour games that I've kind of targeted for this year. And I'm like, do I really want to do a bunch of COD campaigns?
It feels weird. I know. But it's like, me and Rand talked about it, and then he was just like, man, I really enjoyed the campaign too. So I was like, all right, I'll get it done. And I was like, yeah, I was right with you. I was like, it really, they took all the feedback and gave us what I felt was satisfying.
Yeah, like Black Ops 6 felt like a champion moment for them. So I'm so surprised to see Black Ops 7 immediately is like, no, from a lot of fans. But also that's the problem with Annualized. People are, looking at it as like, what, already Black Ops 7? Like, 6's body isn't even cold yet, bro.
I know. That's how this game industry is with them, man.
So the campaign stuff sounds interesting on paper. Co-op campaign sounds really cool. I'll be interested to see how they evolve this moving forward in the terms of like multiplayer and whatnot. The rumor was like 3 remastered maps from BO2, and BO2 is like it's so funny because MW3 they remastered all the MW2 maps for, and it's like if there was any game they would do that for, and if they've done this before, I apologize.
Right.
People can correct me if I'm wrong. Black Ops 2 is a game you just remaster all the maps for. Like Black Ops 2 has incredible multiplayer maps, timeless multiplayer maps. So yeah. I would love to see them do that, but
nice.
All right, next up here in the world of Xbox, again, before we get to other content of interest, more like third-party stuff, we got the Fallout Season 2 trailer.
That's what I'm here for. I got my
you got
juice. I'm ready to listen.
Okay, all right, so I'll start us off then. All right, yeah, man, like they're doing it again. Like this shit's gonna be so fucking good. I am so excited because let's talk lore implications and let's talk community feedback. All right. Bethesda has been kind of laughing in the face of fans quietly and not in the way that many folks have received it as. By that, I mean, like, at first, the argument for Bethesda going into season 1 was like, oh, they're going to destroy the lore. They're here to ruin Fallout as you know it.
Lord Ghouls was outside.
But yet, they base the entirety of season 1 and the most popular form that exists for Fallout right now around the originals. Nothing to do with East Coast Fallout, which is all Bethesda. They've never touched the West Coast, at least yet. I think they will with Fallout 5, though. That's my prediction. So then that kind of gets put to bed. And now it's like, oh, now that here they come. Here comes New Vegas. They're here to destroy it. Number one, bro, this fan service is fucking immaculate already. Seeing Novak, seeing post-war ghoulified kings, seeing Khan, seeing all these different little strokes, like Lucy in the dino mouth with the sniper. That's Boone shit, bro. Like that's perfect. That's beautiful, right? But the funny part is now it's become, Bethesda loves the Brotherhood of Steel. And here they are making them the dominant faction in the show. The NCR's in tatters. No one can fight back. Bro, the lore implications in one single screenshot where you see 4 Brotherhood of Steel airships, one crashing down into the sands, and they're fighting each other. Do people not get what this means? This faction tearing themselves apart has this is, by the way, this isn't some like, prequel ass shit where it happened and they magically found a way to work together again by like 2240 or something like that in Fallout 4. This shit's happening after Fallout 4. They are tearing each other apart after Fallout 4. Do you get what this means? Number one, flies in the face of another fan theory about like, they're favoriting them. I'm like, I know they got a favorite child there. They clearly love the Brotherhood, but they're tearing them apart.
That's big.
That's huge.
It kills a narrative. That was a big narrative. Yeah,
but it's also like really deeply like, they're fighting each other because like Brotherhood of Steel is a technologically infused society. Like they believe technology should be under their control because humanity misuses it otherwise. Okay, so they're all with different philosophies and different chapters fighting each other maybe. That's an incredible premise. And that brings them maybe to the level that all these other factions are at where they're scattered, just like the originals, where they're just like pockets, chapters, different beliefs. They're not like what Fallout 4 built them up as, which I never thought was a problem, like this fucking powerhouse. Like that's how they were. But the fall of the Brotherhood of Steel during this TV show,
talk to me.
Like that screenshot alone, I was freaking out. I was like, they have the potential to do something for Fallout fans. That's great here. But also it's a story that looks like it's about like what kind of revenge is Lucy going to take? Is she going to, you're traveling with the ghoul, like a ruthless man. Are you going to take his type of revenge? Are you going to take Lucy's type of revenge, which is none at all? Dude, Battle of Anchorage shown off. Yes. We see our man Cooper Howard in the war, the resource war. What a fucking deep cut. Unfucking believable, dude. I watched this whole trailer like 4 times over. I was like, oh no, they got it. Like they get it. And I was just mildly skeptical because I was like, okay, season 1, hype, the surprise.
Right. Yeah, because that is a lot of pressure. Software slump.
Yeah. Also all 8 episodes at once. You get to wash over any of like the week-to-week criticism. Like there's a lot here that worked in its favor. Short production timeline. Like, dude, we got season 1 last year. December 17th is the day. Weekly releases. I think that'll be a little messy. That's my prediction. Okay. Fallout fans, I said in my video, I said, Fallout fans, I know you. I know what the lore means to you, just like it means to me, but I know some of you are not willing to see the story out before you have your freak out moment. And I know the public freakouts are coming when like episode 3 drops and some fucking timeline thing does not add up immediately. And we're like, there it is. There it is. They fucked it up. They were like, look, I'm still waiting to hold them fully accountable for like what happened on the chalkboard there with Shady Sands. Like what happened there, right? Like I am not of the belief that they have ruined the lore in that element yet because the story's not done. We still don't really fully know what happened there. And I'm like, that's what I said in my video breaking it. I said, guys, we don't know everything beyond season. It's a season 1. It's not the complete story. This is a 5 to 6 season show.
Look at Maddie with the nuance. I love this.
Oh, bro, come on. Like this, I'm so thankful for, man. I remember going into the show, I was like, I don't know, like Fallout, not like set character, no player expression, but I am so in love with what they are doing and how it is powering not only Fallout as a whole, but like now we're getting to like with the Brotherhood's part, going back to that, we're getting to the kind of cut where I'm like, oh, the games and how they can feed off this. Like that's awesome. And I gotta say, bro. I'll throw a hot take here. Because a lot of people were like, "Oh, I hope hey, Fallout 3 New Vegas remaster's got to happen," and I think they will. Like, 3 obviously is pretty much a lock, but and people are like, New Vegas should have a remaster this year. 76 is promising tie-in content for the show. I'm very interested to see what that is. That is my hot take. I'm keen to see because I think 76, what people have not processed yet, and maybe one day they will.
Let's go. Is
the biggest beneficiary of the TV show was not Fallout 4. It was 100%. Not Fallout 3.
Talk to him.
It was not Fallout Shelter. It was not the originals for sure. It was 76.
76 popped.
Yeah, it was. And look, I say that not with like all the enthusiasm, but I get it. But like the biggest beneficiary. Player count, by the way, like you can go look at the stats, but also the green.
Yes.
It was 76, man. And it helped the game successfully finally recover in full, where it's now like, if I sat here and went, it's good game now, which I think it is.
Yeah.
People would not look at me sideways. They'd be like, okay, because it's become socially acceptable to say that.
That is true.
So, because the game, to be fair, like its updates weren't always for me, but I'd said since like Wastelanders, I'm like, I think this game has recovered.
Yeah.
It's just like some of the updates were just not it, but it got better over time. But now, because of the show, it made it acceptable. If it was the biggest beneficiary, you think they're not going to swing hard with 76? They're like, we can make you wait years. We'll get you with the New Vegas remaster, no matter what you kind of stomp and cry about if you don't get it this year. They know, bro. So I think that's the Fallout game to pay attention to, because they've already said like, yo, we're going to synchronize some stuff. We got some plans. What that ends up being, I'm curious. But I will just say, if I am Bethesda,
right,
and I look at even if you were caught off guard, whoa, this show did really good. You know, season 2 is going to be a hit. You've got this live service game. If I am them, I'm looking at this opportunity, and you're going to New Vegas in the show. Bring New Vegas to 76.
There you go.
Come on.
There you go.
So a lot of people have been writing about it. That's my prediction. We'll see. But I just think this trailer looked amazing. I am so excited to see where these characters go. I mean, this show to me, season 1 was so good. I had imposter syndrome over it. I was like, oh, that powerful yet awful feeling after you complete something that's so good. You're like, how do you do that?
I know.
So I'm so excited because now they know they got something. I think you're going to feel an energy. This, I could go on, but Cog, I got to hear from you. Come on. Pull out season 2 trailer. Let's hear it.
I got too much to add. You nailed everything I was going to say from the standpoint of how I felt in the service to the lore. But for me personally, I know this is going to sound stupid. I went crazy off the Deathclaw.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, we got the Deathclaw. Yeah. Oh, we live, baby. We all the way back. Because that was my thing. There were certain iconic creatures. I'm like, damn, we had none in the first. Yeah. So I'm like, I love that. Vegas is the perfect, scenario. And then your man behind the board, I was showing the Goggins before,
you're talking about Robert House.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. House.
Mr. House. Because that's all Addict was screaming. He was like, Mr. House. Like, so you and him are like, talking to you guys are very similar. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to the same person. You're the same age grade. You're like the same damn games. And it's just sometimes it's annoying because I know what you're going to say. So he's yelling through the trailer. Oh my God. Oh my God, this. Oh my God, that. Oh my God, this. So I'm sitting there trying to piece it all together. And I'm like, yo, they look like they are really doing this. I was scared coming in because there was such high expectation. The first season was so well done. Mm-hmm. My fear, damn, software slump. My fear, maybe they F up on the lore and give the lore goons and ammunition to come at them. Oh no. Oh no. We are doing this and we're doing this. You knew it was on when they all four came out on stage. Who was the man and the producer of the show? He had that he had that big check energy face. He had that face like, I know I got something. I can't wait to show you guys.
Oh, Jonathan Nolan's hilarious. It was so funny listening to him rip a joke on stage about Todd Howard and no one laughing because I'm like, no one gets this man's humor. Like, this is the guy who was on stage, I think for the Game Awards last year and said something about like New Vegas fans burning down his house and like because he destroyed New Vegas in like the show and like no one laughed either. I'm like, this guy's hilarious. Like, why is
hilarious, bro? I just
he knows. That's the thing. He knows ball. That's how I say he knows ball, bro. Like he gets it. He gets him and his team and Bethesda get. If we please the gamers first, the numbers will come.
Isn't it so like a novel idea,
bro? Like that's the thing. We will open the gates to the public. We will put you on the mountain. You gotta get through us first.
Isn't it like a novel idea, like to respect the lore of a franchise? Like, how cool is that? Like, if you just respect the lore and pay fan service, that you could actually get, for what you want from a response.
And what's funny is like, I saw it on Reddit. It was so funny because I love browsing the flaw on Reddit when big news.
What's the streets saying?
No, the streets is loving it. But like there was one that posted a screenshot on their Twitter that was hilarious, and it was like some screenshot from the season 2 trailer. It was like the most obnoxious fan base of all time is about to freak out over this one image, and then below that's a tweet of someone just saying, in all caps, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, with like the same image.
With the same image.
It was the New Vegas, it was with the Legion, like going like this. And so it was just so funny because like New Vegas fans have such a fucking terrible reputation because they can't help themselves that I'm just like, this is your moment, guys. Like, don't be your own worst enemy. Like, they're going to do it. I think they're going to take good care of you here,
Oh, yeah.
It's really, to me, all about the ending. That will be, I think everyone is here for the ride. I think most of the community will show patience. Mm-hmm. I will have no doubt our bumps in the road, but I think the finale will be everything because the finale will likely, or even midway through, will likely dictate a bit of like, what's the canon ending of New Vegas? Now, Bethesda, Nolan's team, they've all sat there and said, we're not doing that. But I'm like, you can't avoid it. You can't not do it. My prediction is literally that they are just avoiding the PR blast right now. Because I think, again, New Vegas fans, like y'all got a rep right now. You'll stomp your fucking feet before you even know a thing. And I say that as a huge New Vegas fan myself, one of my favorite games of all time.
Yes.
I think they're avoiding it because they've likely picked a direction they're going in that they will build off of, or they've reset things a little bit that they'll build off of. That is you can't approach this without a degree of finality. You can't go to the strip while it's destroyed and not have a canon ending unless something is dramatically changed after a choice was made that wiped everything out and it made it not matter, which I think still counts for something. But I imagine there is a degree of finality because you can't tell the story without it. That they are not saying so, because if you hear that, people are like, oh God, Bethesda's doing it. They're picking the canon ending for New Vegas. They're deciding what Obsidian does.
Yeah, you know that's going to be the discourse.
They know, bro. I'm telling you. Like, this is not even inside info. You can tell they know. They know this fan base and in all the good ways right now. They know what you guys are going to freak out about, positively and negatively. I put money on it that if this doesn't have finality, I'll be the first in line to complain, because that's what it needs. Yeah. So I think that's where, to my original point, that is where a lot of, I think, the reaction will come from. When there is that moment throughout the season where it's like, that's the direction they're going in. Yeah. That's where it'll determine the or the
Yep. Fair enough. I think that's fair. And it's going to be a fun ride, but I can't wait. Excited. December. And then back to your game tie-in part. I agree. I think, Matty, I think, bro, it's going to be 76. It makes way too much, even though we want more and the next announcement of the next one. And we know 3's got to happen, right? And then hopefully a New Vegas remaster at some point. But I think it's going to put content that's adjacent to it. But here's the thing they got to do. If it's going to be 76, this is where I'm going to get on y'all. The fact that it does not support crossplay to this date right now is a problem. It must support it, because till this date, right, there's still no crossplay. And if you want this thing to truly be big and have this transformative moment, everyone needs to be rocking together. Has to be. So you got to get that. You got to do like a big platform update, and then you throw the show content in there, and then boom, and more quality. Almost like they did the first time. They had a huge quality of life. They were like, hey guys, you haven't played this in a while? We got this great stuff to onboard new players. Get in there. And I forgot what it was called. And I was like, oh, this is really good. I was like, man, I haven't been here. And so this is, you giving me all this. And it was really a great onboard. And all the community was awesome. Yeah. They were, hey, people were just helping me. They had no business helping me. I was like, damn, y'all, they were so happy to get this influx of players. The hardcore, so it was cool. So yeah, I feel that cross-platform should be top of the agenda in addition to the new content. But yeah, I'm excited, man. Yeah. The show looks dope. December, I'll be there. Lucy, the gang, my man, Walter Goggins, a.k.a. Shade from the Shield. And your man, what's your man from the Brotherhood who made me laugh last season? Yeah, who made me laugh where he stood up in the vault, was like, yo, it's kind of nice up here.
He's just cozy eating popcorn in the vault.
That man was love Maximus, bro. Good vault life. He didn't want to go back outside.
Yeah, bro. I can't wait. I will be working this holiday season, though. So one thing, when they were like, it starts December 17th, I'm like, that late? I'm like, bro, I'm working Christmas Eve. If they're doing weekly releases, I'm like, I'm working Christmas fucking Eve, bro. Like, so yeah, there's no holiday break for your boy this year.
And we're doing the episode, or they doing the binge? How they doing it?
Oh, they're doing weekly.
Oh, we gotta wait week to week. I mean, you can sneak week to week. That's actually better for you, don't you?
No. Oh, dude. I mean, look, hey, I said in my video, I was like, from a content creator point of view, I'm gonna fucking love week to week. I want to talk with my community every week. I want to break it down. But bro, I know me. Like, I'm not getting away this holiday season. Who the fuck am I kidding? That I'm gonna break down these episodes and then, okay, see you guys next week, bro. You think I'm not going in like a second video? Like, let's talk about this. Let's talk about. I know myself, bro. I made like 15 videos in a row on Fallout after season 1 dropped. Do you think after you give us weeks to marinate on this shit, I have like, dude, and plus, no doubt, like there's gonna be, because like Fallout 4 was rumored to get like creations. Like, I'm gonna be in my bag. I might even take a holiday break early to lead into the December push, because I know December is going to be my January, basically. So
basically,
I'll have to figure it out, or I'll take like this January off. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll find some time to take time off, but I know December into February will not be it.
Yes, for a fact.
Yeah, can't wait. All right.
Can't wait. I'm excited.
A couple of ports are announced. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle going to Switch 2 next year. Also, alongside that, Nate the Hate said that Starfield's going to Switch 2.
Yes. And shout out to the detail for the Age of the Giants. The trailer looked dope. And what is it? The Giants, whatever it's called. What is it called?
Order of the Giants.
Order of the Giants. And I loved it. It looked like they had the robe, they had the Coliseum. Bro, I can't wait to jump back in Indiana Jones. That
looks really good. It's coming out with a lot of other things, so I'm hoping I can get in. But I Switch 2, great platform for it.
Yes.
Age of Empires 4 going to PS5. So anyone wants to check that out, there you go. There's another port. That was the extent of the ports, though, announced there, which, by the way, people may remember the game business leaked this before Gamescom, that some ports would be announced. So those are the ones that are arriving. World of Warcraft Midnight arrives 2026. Do you have any thoughts on this one? Because I'm not knowledgeable enough to have thoughts on it.
I just laughing at King and Game Forte. We doing the stream, and they like, "You gonna get the console? You ain't getting the console." Like, right, y'all been blue balled for so long. I was like,
it's not happening.
Yeah.
Otherwise, for Xbox, The Outer Worlds 2 got a companions trailer. First time we've seen The Outer Worlds 2 since the price got dropped for it. What did we think of this one? You know, I feel like we've seen enough now. I'm like, I'm good.
I have seen enough. I was surprised they gave us all of them. You know what I'm saying? Already to show, but like I'm already sold. You know what I'm saying? Like I did like two of the new characters that I saw that I didn't see before. But yeah, I'm already sold. There's nothing more they have to do to convince me. But I think part of the discussion is we have to admit that maybe they're doing this because the pre-orders are not where they think they are. Thus the $80 reversal. Thus they're like, hey, you gotta like us. Come on, man. Look, we got this. We got this. We got that.
I got a question though for you, Cog. Did you catch a little audio bite in this trailer from the narrator?
I did not. Break it down.
Oh, I don't know if you want me to.
Nah, you might as well.
He said, "You cannot sleep with them."
Oh,
did you catch that?
I missed that because I was busy running my mouth, but I'm not surprised. I mean, literally when I was there, when I interviewed them, you know me, I got to push romance Cog. They not on, Obsidian's not on that right now. So they've been consistent.
So interesting. I got to say, like, that's a very interesting choice to make not once, but twice. Like,
they're not about romance right now.
Yeah. Like, I wonder what it is, you know, but I will say the cool factor for these companions is much higher. I think like the first game's companions are very charming and adorable and interesting, but this game's companions got kind of an edge to them, a cool factor to them. Looks really good. I mean, I think this game's going to be awesome, man. I'm very excited for The Outer Worlds too.
Super pumped for The Outer Worlds.
To me, it's like, I've seen enough.
Yeah.
I'll be there day one. I already would have been there day one, but yeah, like this, sold. This one is interestingly in the world of Xbox, even though it's not like exclusive or first party or anything like that. We got the announcement of the next Black Myth game. So we haven't gotten, or I think Black Myth Wukong's available on Xbox now, but the Zhonghui, which is the next game in the Black Myth series, is coming to Xbox. So don't worry, everyone. Multi-plat, day one, Xbox. So there is that, but that was a pretty big announcement to end the show.
Yes.
So they're cooking on that probably for the next like 5 years. I'd imagine if the announcement of the first one was anything to go by.
Yeah, and they did say
huge, and so got a lot of money behind this one.
Oh, for sure, for sure. They did say that they're still going to be adding content to Wukong. It's not the end of the Wukong story. It's something they want to announce. Also, obviously, as of we're speaking today, the Black Myth Wukong for Xbox is out.
Okay, so, it is out today.
Yeah, it's out today. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, that's everything in the world of Xbox at Gamescom for the opening night live show. We'll dive into things like the Xbox Ally afterwards in a separate segment here. But Cog, I thought this is a good window just to talk about other content of interest. Anything you saw during the showcase that you went, oh, that's a gem. Like, I want to talk about that. So
I wish I had the name off top. My creators from Disco Elysium, they had announced their game. And why am I oh man, I want to
Zero Parades.
Yes, I'm there. I see they got a little bit of a glow up.
I just want to give you the heads up. This is the original team behind Disco Elysium left or got booted out, really.
Right.
And went to go do their own thing. So this is like the team name, but like the shell of it, if that makes sense.
Oh, wait, so this ain't them?
This is their brand, like Zaum or whatever it's called.
Oh, I gotta take it back there.
Yeah, but like that talent all left. And they're working. They announced something they're working on, but I
gotta find out the name of what they working on.
I'll look it up for you now. But
okay,
if you want to share some thoughts on it in the meantime.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's see here. Disco Elysium devs next new game. Let's see here. Zero Parades, which is a spiritual successor. I'm trying to find. I know the studio that technically made Disco Elysium has a new game in the work. Yeah, Project C4.
Okay, so that's different.
This year. I'll link it to you. This is from the team that wait, no, is it?
See, because it says Zero Parades is a new espionage RPG from the Disco Elysium studio. But to your point, is the Disco Elysium studio just a
Project
studio?
Zero is not it. Sorry, continue. But yeah, Project Zero is not it.
Oh, okay. Because that's all I want. I just want to give credit to credit is due. So Zero Parades is a new game. It sounds like Disco Elysium too. Okay. I'm still confused.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. I know this is not. This is the this game that you're talking about, Zero Parades. It is the team only game, not the actual talent.
The studio ZAUM is no longer the same outfit that delivered Disco Elysium to the world. Many of that game's principles have split off into other things. Yeah,
okay.
You're right.
Here we go. I found this article here. This is October 2024. It's from game developer X. Disco Elysium devs announced 2 rival studios.
Correct.
They write 2 studios have formed from the smoldering ashes of ZAUM.
Correct.
Developers of 2019's critically acclaimed Disco Elysium. After several high-profile staff exit at ZAUM and a slew of legal troubles, 2 new London-based studios have emerged: Dark Math Games and Longdew Games. Longdew Games is comprised of 12 people, including Disco Elysium producers and ex-Bungie and Rockstar devs, and has announced a spiritual successor to Disco Elysium. While the project is currently untitled, Longdew has released a lone piece of concept art. The press release describes the game as a psychogeographic RPG that explores the delicate interplay between conscious and subconscious, the seen and unseen, set in a world where choices ripple between character psyche and environment. Dark Math Games is working on a single-player true detective RPG entitled XXX Night Shifts, comprised of 20 people, half of which contributed, is their wording, to Disco Elysium. The studio has released a trailer that looks remarkably similar to Disco Elysium.
Right.
So those are the games you want to pay attention to.
I want to pay attention to those. In fairness,
not that you think this one looks bad.
Yeah, in fairness to the remaining people at Studio ZA, I did like what you guys showed. You know, I'm trying to be neutral. Don't know what y'all situation is, but the people who created Disco Elysium, I'm going to be following them projects.
Yeah, of course. Of course. That's what everyone's doing. Yeah.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. Just had to put you on that because
Thank
a lot of people
you for the save. Always got
they'll
messed
use
that
it
up.
in marketing. Like from the people who brought you Disco Elysium, and a lot of their fans are like,
yeah, they frauded me. I got caught. I was like, oh, it's them.
It's understandable.
They were slick. That was a little dirty move. That was a little dirty move. Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely track those games. No disrespect to the devs who are, not
devs,
involved and
who had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
I liked what y'all showed. That was cool, but we gonna support the dudes who made the GOAT, which is Disco Elysium, and their projects.
I gotta play that game, bro.
Oh, bro, you have to. You want to talk about good writing? Yeah,
I know. That's the thing.
Oh.
I had a line of excuses for why I didn't play it, but that ran out because I was waiting for the Switch version, and then I got that, and I'm like, well, I bought it. At least I have it in my collection. Just
I know.
Maddie being Maddie, right?
It's games. I get it.
Couple other ones here. One I wanted to talk about was Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines is a 2004, obviously, vampire game, but it's an RPG. And I haven't beat it, but I played a few hours of it. It's really good. And this sequel has been long in development. Like originally Avalon was working on it. Before that, like I think at that same time was the original creative director of the first game. And like all these people got ousted from this project. They were very disappointed, vocally so. I covered this on my channel years ago. And it's basically the current day Dead Island 2. Like this game has been fucking passed around, bro, between multiple developers, which is never a good sign. However, a man I deeply respect in Sven Vink, who was on the scene,
legend.
He posted on his Twitter, Locke sent it to me right before the show, and I was like, what? He posted it and said, this game is going to be big. It's really cool. And I was like, I said, look, it's when we trust, man. This guy knows a good RPG. But I thought, in fairness, the trailer looked visually good. It looked action-packed and gory, but also like in the terms of visually looking good. I mean, like there was a shot where you were on like a rooftop and it was snowing out and there were neon signs. I was like, this looks cool. So I hope it's good. It's coming out October 21st. It is like that Dead Island game where we're all going in. I am expecting the absolute worst. Like I'm expecting this thing to be a disaster because the last update we got was like an old man sitting in a chair saying the game is done. We're polishing it now. That was months ago.
Yes.
From that, we haven't seen it. Now we see it. It's a quick snapshot of things, but I want to know what makes Vampire, which is the dialogue, the choices, the consequence, that sort of thing. So we'll see. This game's been through hell and back.
Yeah.
It was nice to see a release date for it finally. It appears it's actually coming out. and I hope it's great.
Yeah, that's all we go for. Absolutely.
Any other games stand out to you at Gamescom this year? Any games come to mind?
There was so many, man. I'm just trying to remember right now. But look, overall, I thought it was a solid show. Probably a bit long in the tooth, you know what I'm saying, as far as just how much it was. I was like, Jesus, there's a ton of stuff here.
Yeah, I got all of my like hits in the early part of the show. So the second half, I was kind of a little bit tuned out, but also a little bit burnt because I was like, I said, I DM my friend when the Lego Batman reveal happened. I said, I will be chasing that high for a while. I was so fucking excited by that. That was like the reveal of the show, probably the reveal of the year, because it was just, you forget until it happens. What it's like to have that kind of surprise where you're like, wow, that's everything I didn't expect. And that was in a leak where we knew it was coming. It's like, yeah, it's going to be a Lego anthology style game. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I know what that is. See that gameplay and go, oh, fuck me, bro. You're doing that? This shit's crazy.
Sick. Yeah, overall solid show.
Yeah, I agree. I enjoyed it enough. And so a lot of good games to look forward to. I think, what else did I have here? Thought the Requiem showing was a little underwhelming because I kind of wanted to see Resident Evil gameplay, like shooting and whatnot.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel bad because we have seen that show at some games. I see that behind the scenes, and what I've seen behind the scenes blows away everything that they keep showing the public. And I'm like, why don't you just show them what they showed? Showed y'all what they showed us.
Yeah.
It is
probably
amazing.
From like State of Play or some shit.
Yeah, and I'm just like, bro, like, I haven't seen, and even the Omnimusha, as great as that looked, but I saw is way better. So I don't feel they're doing a great job with two of the biggest games. They got, and I will say, I know that I'm not a Monster Hunter guy, but the Monster Hunter Square final, that's going to be a huge collaboration for them.
Oh yeah. That's going to
go crazy.
That's going to be huge. So I'm very interested to see how that does, because like a lot of people like Wilds, for how well Monster Hunter Wilds sold. That game's like fallen off in the terms of reviews and like fan reception. Like the end game's been bad. Like there's been a lot of vocal
really.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I'm hoping it can. It's weird to say get back on track because it's like you sell 10 million copies in a month. You're not really off track, but like, it's not been the momentum and success that's sustained quite like Worlds did.
Right.
World did. So I'm hoping that this helps them out a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I love seeing a little crossover. That always makes me happy, right? It's just pure fan service.
Absolutely.
Onimusha looked really good. Yeah. Were you surprised to see Lords of the Fallen 2? That came out 2023 and the next one's coming out 2026.
Already. Yeah, I remember when me and Attic covered that game. We went in studio. It looked good. It looked good, man. Again, it's just so many games. I couldn't keep up with everything. It's just so much. But yeah, I remember that trailer. It did look good.
Absolutely. All right, Cog. Well, let's go ahead and shift our attention a little bit more to Xbox once more. Now we're looking at the Xbox Ally. Sir, we got two bits of information here. One comes from the official Xbox podcast. The other comes from the Gamescom stream. Let's start off with the Xbox podcast. This featured Jason Ronald, who is the VP of Next Generation, and Jason Beaumont, who's the VP of Experiences at Xbox, which these are both like hell of a job title for various reasons. Like, what is Experiences? How do you become a vice president of Experiences?
Experiences, that's broad.
A couple of things they teased in this show. More affordable options for cloud gaming. So I imagine this is like a free tier with advertisements, and that'll be very interesting to see how that is handled. They are betting big on AI. They equated it to the Ethernet port on the back of the system with the original Xbox, where they said they, quote, bet on the future rather than against it, end quote. So they're saying AI is going to be a big part of this all. And they actually explain why in their Gamescom stream, which we'll dive into. The Xbox Ally supports offline play and offline achievements. That's great news. And they confirmed they're shifting their focus from the Series X and S to the next generation, which feels like we blinked and we're already here, bro. We're getting my Series X in the mail.
Bro, that's quick.
What a gen it has been. Yeah, we're I don't blame them, though. We're moving on quick, and I get it.
Reasons.
I don't blame them for saying, hey, we changed a lot this generation from where we started. Let's turn the page. On the Gamescom stream, we learned that the release date of this device is October 16th, 2025. As of now, officially speaking, there is no price tag, and Jason Ronald explained why. He said to IGN, quote, This is always a challenge, and you always try to find the right balance between affordability and price point. And I think especially in a mobile form factor that also adds in dimensions such as battery life as well. And then, as you said, the macroeconomic climate is challenging. We need more time to figure out the macroeconomic impact to pricing, and that's why we'll be sharing more later in September and October. Meanwhile, Bill Kuhn leaked that the Xbox Ally will come in at $549.99 US, and the Ally X, the more powerful version, will be $899.99. Oh boy. Console games are going to be streamed through the cloud as confirmed by a trailer for the Xbox Ally during Xbox's Gamescom stream, and quote, will get more powerful over time, end quote. They described this in an Xbox Wire post as thanks to the AMD Ryzen AI Z2 Extreme, which has what's called a neural processing unit that will unlock AI-powered features in 2026. An example of this is what they call automatic super resolution, which uses the NPU, or the neural processing unit, to upscale games running at a lower resolution and smoothen frame rates with no additional charge, which has been compared to, understandably so, the PSR or PSSR on the PS5.
You gonna call it by the other name?
What's the other name for it?
Oh, you ain't know. What's the other name? The joke is that they call it the pisser. I thought you knew. Yeah, that's the inside joke. They got that pisser technology. We lit.
Pisser technology and the Aster technology. Nice. There we go.
PSSR.
Perfect. All right, guys. So we got some information, some official stuff to hold on to here.
Yes,
the
sir.
Xbox Ally. Let's dip our toe in the pool here. How are we feeling now that they've pulled the lid off the rest of this device?
All right, so let's get to it. Shout out to the Jasons. You know what I mean? Always good to see them outside, talk about the future of tech and next gen. Look, as far as the cloud stuff, we just got to be honest. That part does not interest me that much. The only reason why is that I know they are still invested. I won't feel completely comfortable until you get to the level of the GeForce Now, because they're still, from the latency standpoint, they've still got steps they have to improve on that for me to consistently take cloud gaming seriously, and because people's mileage is going to vary, and you want that latency to be there to take it serious. And again, it may improve, but for right now, it's got to go by what the data says right now. As far as the AI, not surprised. When I was able to do the hands-on with the Xbox Rock Ally X, they stressed that there. They stress how the NPU is going to be something that almost as a test bed before the next generation consoles of Xbox. So this is something they're going to be flirting with. Now, I do like the idea of resolution and basically performance usages for that chip. That to me is really cool, especially with the handheld space. You want to get the most frame rates. If you have a method that is not going to be super intrusive, that's going to be easy to utilize for developers in conjunction for gamers, I'm all for that, because I want the best performance. Because right now, I'm coming at Square Enix with their terrible Final Fantasy 16 port on Xbox, on the handhelds and PC. It's terrible. And whatever we could do to help handhelds get the performance they need with these very either poorly optimized games or very high performant games, that are not using well. As far as the offline play, thank God.
Yeah.
Please make that easy. Please make that, because right now it's like a 2 UI thing. It's a Xbox Windows Store check. It's a Xbox app check. Make that very seamless. I like that. Offline achievements. Yes, thank you. Sometimes I don't get credit and stuff like that. Fix that synergy. I love that. Obviously, you know about the shifting price. Now, as far as the price, be honest with you, man, I thought that joint's going to be a G.
Okay.
I thought it was
with
going to be
tax, shipping,
pre-tax.
Sure.
I thought they was going to hit me with the 9999, deal with it, kind of thing. The biggest surprise is the base Xbox Ally. For $549, all right, okay. Again, this is still a niche device. I ain't fooling nobody. Yeah. Like, this is not, oh, bro, we're running out. This is going to sell like hockey. The masses are going to come. Xbox handheld, bro. No, this is not that. This is for the enthusiasts. Now, hey, $899 still pricey, still expensive, but I had a G set aside just in case. So it's a little lower than I thought. Again, in this climate, I guess what I'm trying to go to is this. What it showed me, this is why I like a little bit of hope. it showed me some level of subsidy. I thought there would be none. I thought it was going to be like, bro, you're going to get the little man for like $7. You're going to get the big man for like $1,000, you know, and if you want to jump in, you jump in. So that's it. My biggest negative, honestly, is completely what you talked about offline. My negative is this. Look, I get it. This is an Asus device, right? That is going to play Game Pass games and most Xbox games. The key is going to be play anywhere. But the problem I have is, bro, like, if play anywhere is the initiative, don't half measure it. You need to be going back. You know where I'm going, like the backward compatibility program. And now all major titles need to be played anywhere. I have Wasteland 3. I'll give you a hint. It's going to be my Game Pass pick in the month. But bro, it's not play anywhere. There's a separate version for the PC Game Pass. There's a separate version for the console. You can't have that. You can't be this is an Xbox if you're not doing the legwork to synergize every major title. I don't want gaps. I get it. It's a lot of work. I get it. Resources. But at minimum, here's the other problem come at them. My favorite game that I want to play on the Ally is Gears Tactics. Why is that game always online? Why is a single player game dependent on the server to do that? These are the things, the challenges you have to go back and you got to do the legwork if you claiming to be this is an Xbox Play Anywhere device. Does it negate that it's still going to have 1,000 things to play? Of course. Am I going to be there day one? Of course. With the power of that, I love it. It's the device for me. I just want this to be the ultimate device where you really get more people involved instead of telling me to stream to the cloud for the stuff that ain't compatible. I don't want to stream to the cloud for stuff. I just gotta be honest. And then most of my scenarios, I'm on a plane. Ain't gonna be no streaming console games on a plane. Sorry. So that's where I'm at with it. That's my only negative that I'm just like, please, man, like let's spin up a team. Let's spin up a team. Call it the Play Anywhere Initiative, the Play Anywhere Bros, and get going.
Play Anywhere Bros. I love it.
Get them in that. Get them in the dungeon. Feed them. Pay them. Yep. Go through the entire catalog. There should be no major Xbox releases that miss a Play Anywhere tag. And look, I don't just be talking and complaining. I give feedback. Just recently, there's a game that I'll talk about in a future Duke that I'm like, bro, what's up with this? Why is this not? I said, thanks for the feedback. These are the gaps. Got to fix that in order to take these devices to the next level. And I know what people are going to say, Cog, it's Asus, when they do their dedicated. We don't know when they're doing their dedicated handheld, if at all, right? Which we'll supposedly cover that.
Operate on what we have. Not what
I got to operate on what I have. So this is the feedback I'm giving you because I want the device to succeed. But that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I have to say, I DM'd you about this, but I was like very disappointed when they were like, Sarah was talking during the during this trailer for the Xbox Ally, and she was saying how, like if it's PC game, like you can download it, play, but then she's like, and console games can be streamed, and I'm like, oh my god, bro. So now the value of this device is in two areas that have yet to be realized. It's in everyone getting on board to Play Anywhere, which I don't have concerns about. It's just like you're selling it to me now in a couple of months when a lot of your new partners or people you're bringing to Game Pass are doing Play Anywhere, but everyone else is like kind of catching up. This reminds me a lot of FPS Boost where like some are going to catch up, others are not going to be inclined to. I'll always remember EA with Dead Space, like really fishy fucking energy. Like we've updated Dead Space 2 and 3. How about that Dead Space 1 though? Oh, you're remaking the first one. Okay. So Xbox will come to these companies and be like, hey, Play Anywhere is amazing, right? Like I think we all agree with that. Hey, we got this great initiative. This is great for players. They're like, all right, let me check our pocketbook real quick and see what's good for us. We'll get back to you. So I'm putting my hopes in that, which hasn't really left me with much concern with new games, but old games, which is most of my library.
Yeah, that's the key.
I am concerned. And I didn't buy this, say, $900 device almost to stream my games. I want to play my console games there because that's what you marketed to me. this is an Xbox. It is not if I am streaming my console games. I'm sorry. I know it sounds like I'm fucking cherry picking here, but like to me, that did put a pin in my hype where I went, like it was that, and I can't spend that kind of money on something that I'm going, oh, well, and rationalizing to me at least.
I get you.
And then the other element of it, which is more interesting, is the AI component. It just feels like they've given me 2 reasons to wait already. Like, okay, let me wait to see who's doing Play Anywhere and how much gets support by that point in time into the new year. And with the AI stuff and like how it gets more powerful over time, if some of these features that are going to improve performance, frame rate, visuals, like why would I buy it at launch if I can wait till 26 and have like a way better experience with a, by the way, also get a glimpse into what next gen Xbox looks like, because this is an AMD chipset and they teamed up with AMD for their next generation. And Xbox has said here, we're betting big on AI. We're not betting against it. We're going in on it. So whatever this chip does, I want to see that in action when it's ready to go, because that will be a huge difference maker in the terms of what we're expecting for next gen Xbox. So I just feel like this is, as we already knew, truly an enthusiast device. But even as an enthusiast, I'm like, I'm kind of in the middle, like offline play shit for us. Like you walked me through you gave me the guide for the Ally, right? Like that is crazy what we had to do to get some playing action with our ROG Ally. For the Xbox Ally, I'm hoping it's a lot more seamless, like you said. Like that sounds like a step forward. But the main reason I'm interested in this, if anything, is just a glimpse into what Xbox's future kind of looks like. And I hope that they're more prepared for their next gen launch with these things they're saying now that haven't really caught up with their enthusiast device, but for the one that they're going to try to market to millions, it'll pan out a little bit better. But
no, well said.
It definitely, like I said, it definitely simmered me a little bit, not even from sticker shock. But just that console game, bro. That's where most of my library is.
No, I get it. And for the console, dedicated Xbox console gamer who has concern about any gaps, I get that. You know, the vibe I'm getting is like, look, if it's new, you're almost 95%. If it's a new game, you're 90% sure it's going to work, right? But you got to check, right? What's the games that are the most important to you? And just double check. I would be saying, go through that Xbox storefront and see, you know, if you see that Xbox Play Anywhere logo next to your favorite title, and then you're good. And then the last thing I was just going to say, for me, the reason why it still is a must, though, is that my biggest gripe with the current Ally has always been Windows 11. And thank God that is eliminated from this equation. They have learned, that's the biggest point, because to me, you can't get nobody messing around when they see a desktop and all that other nonsense. And now the performance goes back into the games and getting rid of that blow. So I agree with you. For you, it makes perfect sense. And a lot of people is going to say, hey, we going to wait. We ain't jumping out there until I get, you know, because that's a big investment, right? That's a huge investment. You know what I'm saying? For me, you know me, I'm jumping in for this. I'm more power, Z2 Extreme, or no Windows 11, sign me up. And most of the stuff I'm playing is newer stuff. And then I get a chance to see what the AI and truly does as far as performance and resolution. So no, I get it. I can't knock anyone that says, bro, I'm waiting and seeing before and I'm not trying to stream no game that I own that is not part of the Play Anywhere initiative. I think that's fair.
Yeah, 100%. So it's something that we shall see if I get it at launch. I'm being honest. Like if they offer me a review unit, of course I'll do it. Of course. But I'm paying for it. Not in this economy, brother. I'm okay.
That's a lot. It's a big commitment.
Even as a tax write-off, I'm good. All right. Breaking news, Cog.
Yo.
We are going to move not to what's leaving Xbox Game Pass soon, but PlayStation hikes their console prices. I've got a link for you, brother.
Wow.
Let's read through it. This is fresh off the press. All right. Effective August 21st. It's affecting, this is US, by the way.
Oh.
Similar to many global businesses, we continue to navigate a challenging economic environment. As a result, we've made the difficult decision to increase the recommended retail price for the PS5 in the US starting August 21st. The recommended updated retail price for PS5 consoles in the US are as follows. The PS5, base PS5 with the disc drive is now $549, The digital edition is $500 and the PS5 Pro is $750. All of these have received a $50 price jump. The recommended retail prices for PlayStation 5 accessories remain unchanged, and we have no other price changes to announce for additional markets. What a fucking disappointment.
We're here. This is the timeline.
Yeah, this is crazy though, because this is Xbox can at least you could put some stock into the idea of like, well, will they need their console one day, like truly? But PlayStation, though, like their consoles are still selling, and to jump those prices, I mean, they jumped them in all other regions. Yeah. And now the US finally gets hit with it. COG, your immediate reactions to this breaking news. $50 price hike everywhere, going live tomorrow.
Wow, that's quick. Yeah, well, basically what it shows me is, as far from a stock standpoint, because I thought they did a good job being able to kind of pre-prepare with I forgot what the other manufacturing plant that they were getting consoles from for a while. So it seemed like for 3 months or 4 months or whatever it was, they were able to keep the price, and it was commendable, right? And then shout out to my man, they got my man Ryan. They had my man Ryan under pressure, Ryan McCaffrey, because they were like, because I did a Locked with him, and when he had me on a couple months back, and this was right around the time the Xbox did it. And he was like, mark my words, like 3 months or whatever it was, PlayStation's going to do the same. But they like each month went by and PlayStation price wasn't, so it was making Xbox look bad. So people were clipping that, sending it to me. It was like, yo, because Ryan says it, PlayStation's going to do it or I'll eat my notes. So he says something wild. He's like, they will definitely do the same thing. So people are like, bro, what's up with your man? When he going to eat them notes? What's up? And I'm like, oh no, this is going down. Like,
that's right, the OG Duke, come on.
They went up to the OG Duke. So I'm sitting there like, damn, they got my man in the press. So he put the tweet out today and he was just like, I'm saved. kind of thing. But all jokes aside, this is the economic climate. I'm glad I got my PS5 Pro ahead of time before all the craziness, because GameStop had this amazing deal. And it was like trade in your PlayStation 5, you get like 300 plus credit, plus all these extra bro, I ended up paying like 300 for my PS5 Pro. So I was like, oh, that's the price it's worth for me. I didn't feel like it was worth the whatever. But yeah, this is the timeline, man. It's unescapable. And apparently what Nintendo I guess more people it's going to be affected and follow suit. Yeah, this is wild. This is wild. I'm surprised that we're in a timeline where consoles are getting more expensive as the generation goes on. Yeah, that is unheard of. So yeah, this affects PlayStation, man. This is a big deal.
Yeah, bro.
How do you feel?
I get it. Like, it's an enthusiast hobby. If you're buying a PS5, like you're in it for. Like, it's a luxury device. $50 probably won't make or break you. Yeah. But it's just the idea, the concept of these price jumps. And we're just like, our topic before this is like, everyone's talking about moving on. They're like, yeah, prices go up. Like, this is so fucking backwards, bro. This shit's usually like going down by this point.
And again, not to belabor the point, but this is what I know we talked about Generation Alpha and F them. People, this climate is so bad. People don't got enough money to be spending on. This is
I can sympathize with that. If you don't got the money, I feel for that.
A lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then shout out to, let me send you a Z Huge. I just catching up now. I'll put this in our chat. Look what Z Huge is saying. He's just like, yeah, he said, I said it would happen. Even though Sony is diversifying away from China for U.S.-bound shipments, it's still an important manufacturing center for Sony. 30% tariff on China, 50% tariff on Japan, 20% tariff on Vietnam, 90% tariff on Malaysia. Means Sony is impacted no matter what. And then he continues to say, this is what I said in April, was expecting the $50 price increase. Xbox price increase being slightly higher is because of the increased dependence on China, higher tariff. So yeah, this ain't going away. This ain't going away. Yeah. This is the timeline we're in, sadly. And I do worry about the console industry, because again, is it the death of it? No. But what happens is you got less new people joining. That's what I worry about. We're not getting the new guy to say, I'm going to buy a console. Now, granted, Grand Theft Auto, that'll give us a bump, right? Because this next generation, you got to go. There's going to be certain titles, but outside of that, this is where now PC rises up. Nintendo's doing what Nintendo's doing. And then you got the other stuff, the mobiles and the free to play, the TikTok. This is what happened with console. New users are not buying consoles. We get stagnation, and that's where the industry then pivots other places.
Because, like in this case, I don't fully blame PlayStation. I don't fully blame Xbox because it's kind of a powers that be situation.
Correct.
Tariff negotiations are still going, and the reality is it could go either way. You know? I don't think these companies are suddenly going to be like, oh, we can charge them less now. Great. Like, we're going to go do that. So what sucks is it kind of sets it in as a new standard, and people have taken advantage of the tariff confusion to, I mean, Xbox is a perfect fucking example, right? They're like, we're jacking everything up.
Everything.
Like they went for it big time. And I think they paid the price for it. But,
for sure.
I was going to say, like, this could lead to a second round of price jumps if we're like, if it really doesn't go well.
Right. And here's the thing. That's why the multi-platform strategy is kind of clairvoyant, because here's the thing. If your PlayStation, your Xbox, somebody buys your $600, $800 device, bro, they only buying one device. They're not, it's going to be rare for people to buy multiple. So now you got to put these games everywhere because you know what I'm saying? People are locked in. This is what I'm trying to tell people. This is the new thing. And that's what I'm saying. You're going to see Sony do more of it. You're going to see Xbox do more of it, especially when they see the sales and people kind of reciprocate and say, hey, you know what? I'll buy it if it comes to my platform because I'm not trying to buy another console. That's what I think we're seeing right now.
Sure. And if your budgets are kept in check and, the line going up matters enough, but not so much, it shouldn't be too hard to find success if you're a game coming out of these companies, but we'll see. Anyway, that was some breaking news there.
Yeah, good one. Good catch.
All right, next up, Cog. Leaving Xbox Game Pass. Got a few exits here, Cog. All on August 31st. Ben 10, Power Trip, Borderlands 3, Paw Patrol, Mighty Pups Save Adventure Bay, Sea of Stars, and This War of Mine Final Cut. So get your games in while you can. I played a little bit of Borderlands 3 actually for a video and dove into some of its DLC, and man, like the game's writing is so it dodged the bullet, bro. It is like if that came out in today's climate, that shit would have been fucking ripped apart. So they dodged that one, but the DLC that I played for it so far, pretty good. Definitely total tone swap. For those who are wondering, I played the Bounty of Blood. Takes itself way seriously. Super seriously. Sea of Stars, indie classic, worth a rip. And This War of Mine is also, I think, really good. Really sad game. It's from your boys who did The Alters.
Oh, it's 11-bit?
Yep.
Oh, that's what's up. I love 11-bit. Nice.
Yeah, so you might like that one. Anything that stands out to you here, or shall we get into our Game Pass pick of the week?
Yeah, not much. Just might as well, Sea of Stars and stuff like that. For those who haven't at least tried it, I would say, get up in there if you can.
Right on.
Yeah, Game Pass pick of the week, man.
All right, Game Pass pick of the week. Hit us with it, sir.
Yeah, well, I was inspired by a certain co-host. You know what I'm saying?
I saw your pick and I was like, interesting timing, Cog.
Yeah, I watched the video, and I love the Brian Fargo interview that you did, and it just made me go back, and I'm just like, you know what? I already played Wasteland, but a friend of mine, he's been looking for like games to play, and we're trying to like figure out games to rock with each other. And I even Addict, me and him did this too. I was like, you know what? It's rare to have a 2-player turn-based game. That's rare. Yeah. So I was like, what 2-player? And I was like, Wasteland, let's go. Perfect. So I'm doing the PC version because unfortunately Play Anywhere does not allow me to use the Xbox console version. And my friend has PC, you know what I'm saying? But bro, this is an amazing game. And I love, what's funny? What stat makes me laugh? Where it'd be like hard ass and like you can be a tough, person based on your conversation choices and stuff like that. Man, it is so cool. So we've kind of custom our characters and stuff like that, and doing the 2-player together. And this game is so extensive, so many different. First of all, the core gameplay loop of turn-based is amazing, right? It really is. The way you do cover, the way they handle abilities and stuff like that. and everything plays into it, whether it be melee combat, long range weapons, stuff like that. You have the dynamic after the turn based moving around the map, searching stuff, the dialogue system, the conversations, the choices, the skill checks. It's just so in depth and cool. And then it's giving you that Fallout kind of energy, almost post-apocalyptic with the Rangers and stuff like that. Also the DLCs and stuff. Like, if you missed out on this is really good writing, hilarious, brutal. It's funny, and it's tough. And I like doing a 2-player because, again, turn-based is one of my favorites, so it's rare that you see that. And it was either going to be this or I came there because I was playing. We gave Rogue Trader, then we gave this. But I gotta admit, man, Wasteland 3 still holds up. Mm-hmm. It still holds. And I was going to talk about Rogue Trader. There's some things in Rogue Trader I do not like. And I was like, man, this Wasteland 3 is better. I think we should stick with this way. He's like, yeah, let's rock this joint out. So that's been it. We've been doing like a couple levels a night, having a ball with it, and it's just so fun. So yeah, if you have not played the classic from Fargo and Team and NXile, this is during their Deep Silver publishing days.
Oh yeah,
Deep Silver. You know what I mean? So go fire that bad boy up. And I just wanted to give him and the team some love prior to Clockwork. Which is
everyone jumping on, putting the flannel on.
Put the flannel on, y'all. Learn what good writing is. Learn what good turn-based is. Even though Clockwork is not turn-based, you're gonna get some of the inklings, the history, and put you right in that pocket. It's a damn good game, man.
2 things I love about that game. One, the magnificence of choice. Like,
yes,
isn't it a little overwhelming?
It is. Yeah, it's intimidating, all the things you can do. It's intimidating when you're just creating your character in the sheer amount of things you can pick from an attribute standpoint and synergies there. We spent like an hour in the custom. I was like, hold on, wait, I gotta move this over this. Bro, it's sick. It is sick. And then like the positive and negative perk tree kind of thing. Yeah. They have a little bit of that going on too.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
If you have trouble making choices in games, this is like choice paralysis, the video game. It's up there with Larian, if anyone wants a comparison. I've used that a million times, but yeah, like Divinity Original Sin, like this is its lone competitor. Baldur's Gate, I think it's its lone competitor. Like it is on that level. It just doesn't get the clout, which is unfortunate, but I think Clockwork will bring them there. The other thing that I love I love the setting. I really snowy Colorado. Pretty cool. Yeah. Just a wonderful game, man. Really wonderful. So great Game Pass pick of the week there. Mm-hmm. All right. Time to wrap this thing up, Cog. We got to the end of the show. What do we think of our hashtag this week? Last week was so easy. Dependable chocolate, bro. Yeah. But like, what do you think this week?
Yeah, it's tough. We all over the place. We had a lot of stuff to tell. Obviously, the Gamescom stuff. We got the Ally stuff.
I gotta be a little biased here. Who I really want to give it up to is Lego. Like,
let's go.
I feel like we gotta give them the hashtag. Like, we have to put the crown on their head and be like, you're doing what Rocksteady couldn't. TT Games is bringing back Arkham style combat, exploration, stealth gameplay. What do we feel about that? A little Lego DD?
Yeah, get it, bro. They made me bend the knee. I was like, Lego DD. Give them their flowers. They killed that. One of the highlights of Gamescom. I immediately thought of you, and I was like, Duke, it's going to be very interesting.
I'm just so glad you're on my side. I was really like trying to mentally, like I said earlier, I was trying to mentally gauge like, what war am I going to fight today? Like, is he going to put up a fight? Like, yeah, it's cool and all, but like what's he going to hit me with? And so I'm so pleasantly surprised.
Yes.
Like, there's, as you would say about me, there's Smiley Maddie, there's Smiley Cog.
Smiley Cog on this one. Yeah. I'm always slanderous to them games. Always. But I couldn't. It was just so many moments. And I was just like, for Batman fan service, we all love the movies. And they did that. Mm-hmm. And they got, for me, I've always been, a Bane guy. Like, so when I saw
stepping on the Lego at the end of the trailer,
you only
could have gotten really hurt.
It could have hurt. You're only born in the light. That I love those type of guys. So I saw that, and then I seen the Arkham comment. I was like, yeah, bro, that's it. There it is. There it is.
That's the one thing I got to say I love about the free flow combat system is you don't know where it will pop up. Like, it pops up in a Mad Max game, and here comes Shadow of Mordor. It's got it there. Goes away for a while. We're like, oh, it's dead. Here comes a Lego game bringing it back, man. Like, it's a certified hype button. I wish that they just used it more because it is like, it's still better than any action combat system in my opinion today. Like there's just, I'm like, go ahead, name a better combat system. Devil May Cry, maybe? Like it'd be up there for sure. But like, I think the free flow combat system, beautiful thing. So you got this deep into the episode. You want to share some thoughts? Use the hashtag LegoDD. Would love to hear your thoughts. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed. We'll be back next week for episode 243 of Defining Duke and Xbox podcast. Until then, take all right care of yourselves, and we'll catch you next time. Peace out.
Defining Duke, an Xbox podcast, is a product and trademark of Last Stand Media and Collins Last Stand LLC, and is recorded from the United States of America. The show is conceived by Matthew Mr. Matty Plays Schroeder and me, Colin Moriarty, and is written and produced by Matthew Schroeder. Matty's co-host is Barry Lord Cognito Eversley. Defining Duke's executive producer is Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. As you know, all of Last Stand Media's shows, including Defining Duke, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer support level on Patreon, and we're thankful for your kindness and generosity.